We're going to be flipping over to the big desk with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, welcome back in. A couple hours left on busy afternoon here as we continue along at 2 o'clock. Hope your afternoon is going well. Let's get you caught up to speed here. If you've been away, possibly for lunch, it's been all about Bitcoin this afternoon. Still just holding on to 73,000 here and change right now. That's a daily chart of Bitcoin. What a move it's been, though. Even since last night, we had quite the bounce off 69,000 back up to 73 where we are right now. A little bit of a flush through the midday there, but right back up for Bitcoin. Keeping an eye on Tesla, looking like it might want to go down and test lows down here once again. 171 trying to hold right now as support, but no such luck. 3.7% under pressure for Tesla today. Rumble liking this move from Washington on the TikTok bill getting passed. See what happens in the Senate now. Passed in the House today for the TikTok bill. I doubt the Senate will do the same, but hey, that's just my opinion. This is how the S&P 500 is shaping up at this point this afternoon. Pretty red down in this corner once again. AMD 3.6%, leading the way. 1.5% for Nvidia, Apple 1.1%, 2% for Broadcom. Google bucking the trend here for big tech, having a pretty nice day. Meta, Oracle, INTU there downside as well. But a little more strength today in energy, some of the consumer names, retail as well, showing some strength outside of Costco. Amazon as well, looking pretty good, 1% higher. Banks are strong as well, helping to offset an otherwise pretty red day. Elon shows up at work in Berlin today, and stock falls 4%. So Berlin back on track as far as manufacturing is concerned, but doesn't seem to matter. Chips under pressure. We'll kick things off here this afternoon with a bit of a review. If you were with us in the pre-market this morning, we were touching on a whole bunch of things, including chips. We'll get to that. Nvidia with a couple of analyst notes this morning. We were talking crypto as well. Again, 73,000 still holding here, guys. Any trades as far as crypto goes today?
Okay, yeah, a hell of a lot of trades. So we'll go like this with Coinbase. You know, like we went for our walk, we were short up here at 270. It went down, it touched VWAP here at 262. Then it came back up to 266. I was debating shorting more, but I was like, you know what? Shout out to Adam DeLuz if you're here, and some of you that were trading this with me. And then when it came back into VWAP again, I was sitting here with Sharif, and I was just like, I'm just gonna take it out. And we talked about taking it out at 262. Of course, it drops right into 258. This is where I was bidding, but you know, again, just because of this consolidation. So we would have got filled and it would have been pretty nice. We would have got another probably $350 on that, but $7 downside, a couple hits early on Coinbase, but able to hold it back into here to make that money back. So good day overall. I hadn't, you'll probably, yeah, Neil's gonna talk about IBID here, so.
Well, not really, but.
No, but I haven't really looked. What's up, Adam DeLuz? There he is. I hope you made some money on that. I haven't looked at IBID or even really crypto today, but I do see that it's at 73,000. And I did. Oh, by the way.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
You didn't want to look at IBID. I said I was going to look at IBID today, and that was a mistake.
Why?
Like after yesterday, I was like, oh, IBID's going to be good because look at how volatile it was. We're going to find some trades. Made a couple of good trades on IBID after that big flush, and I was expecting something like this in the other direction. You would have heard me in the afternoon show thing. I thought we could have a breakout. There was a gap up. There was no breakout. We're going to have to wait on a new high here. And I'm looking at IBIT, and you can look at the new all-time high on, I mean, you can look at a Bitcoin chart too if you want. Like call it like 70, what is it, 73.7 or something like that. But it's 42 essentially on IBIT. You can stare at it all day long. Coinbase moved, but it was like watching paint dry on BTC, a spot BTC, which is okay. You know, it doesn't have to be traded on it every single day.
No, I feel like you want to. I feel like it's good to look it up for when it goes crazy, like when there's a huge drop of like $5,000, then you can immediately go over to IBIT.
Which there was yesterday.
I just wanted to say, so I got my Solana unstaked and I sold some today, but I sold it at 157. So we got out of some Solana today. That was a really good trade, obviously. I mean, look, I don't know if you guys understand the chart of some of these names.
These are ridiculous.
So like Solana here for 1 year. So like, this was like Nvidia, first of all, step aside, my guy. You know, Solana was $21 a year ago. So yeah, I feel pretty good about taking some out today up here. The maximum, I think, is 250. Yeah, so, we could still get going a little bit more, but I just don't want everybody to think that it's unrealistic or whatever to try to take a little bit of profit on some of these heated markets right now. I mean, even my guy over here, Cardano, I'm not selling any of this. But if it ever, oh, there, here you go, I'll show you this chart as well. So a 1 year chart on Cardano brings you not even close to what Solana's doing. This was 35 cents with a bottom of 20 cents, only up to 75. This has got to $4, sorry, $4 Canadian, upside right there. So this is another play that I think, we're still in the early innings of. But I mean, some of this.
That's a wild chart.
Yeah, no, it's not even, yeah. I mean, it's not too bad. Like we're starting to break higher here. But the idea here is I just want to let everyone know. We also had Ethereum today. Shout out to Fabian, who reminded me earlier, and I forgot to mention it. Ethereum also broke 4K today. So now we're really starting to get heated up on some of these exchanges for your altcoins. Look at Hut8, Coinbase, so on and so forth. You know what? We've been in and out of Hut. I was so happy to get out of Hut8 when I did. I think it was 12 bucks. But this name, again, on some of the bottoms here, we've been looking at some of these names. Like, see, there it is up there. Remember it went to 18, and I was like, oh, my God. We were able to get it back out. So anyways, down here, $7 for Hut8 looks pretty good. So do some research. There was a bear cave report on this, which is what sent this sort of all over the place.
Before we leave the topic, it's worth mentioning Mara might be up, but the miners are still having some trouble with all of this because it's up 1%, but most of the day was one move up and then a stair step back into the downside. So yes, it has made it back on the north side of 20, but it is very much still falling off. The miners are in a little bit of what's the word? I mean, they're not.
I forgot about Mara. I went right to
dying.
Hut. What the hell is that?
They're not dying or anything. Well, it doesn't. They're all. It's not the same thing, but they're not all. It's not like looking at MSTR, which is squeezing higher. This name, if you're looking to play, you should be playing in spot prices or the ETFs. This hasn't been the best place to express longs in the miners for at least a couple weeks now.
We're just talking about, it's 5 1/4. We're just talking about Palantir. We'll get to that. Let's talk about Intel first. I mean, there was a huge flush out of the gate this morning. It actually rallied initially, and then we get this huge sell-off. We're back to day lows here now. But this is the move I was mentioning. Almost got back to 45 on INTC, but yeah, doesn't look like they're going to get this $2.5 billion from the government. So under pressure all day long.
Yeah, it was $3.5 billion that they were owed here. $1 billion by the Commerce Department, $2.5 billion from the Pentagon. So it's going to be really up to the Commerce Department if they want to step in here and cover the other $2.5 billion. This is all part of that $53 billion CHIPS Act that they passed in August of 2022, Brando.
Yeah, definitely a lot of weakness coming in today, guys. I was just seeing the NASDAQ on a downtick there as well, but right back up for the overall market.
All right, you're going to be tired of me saying this, but we just put up a walk talk about stock, and we talked all about Intel. So if you want to go find that, it's on Twitter right now. And the thing about this is, honestly, it's every day, man. There's Intel right here, 45 short sell. All we needed was a catalyst. That's it. Here it is, negative catalyst. Has to be a negative catalyst. Has to. So whatever. If it's not, it's not. We lose. You know where the stop was on this? It was like 45.05. So, I mean, I was surprised that we were talking about this. I even turned to Neil because I think there's a ton of room to the bottom here. And I mean, yeah, obviously we got out most of this when we came back into the pre-market bottom. So 40s. You know, we got out a lot here when we broke the 200 period as well. But this is the kind of stuff we're talking about. All these fills all the way down. And then finally, guys, it broke. Finally, it broke the 50 period moving average. And it finally did that down here at 43.70 for $1.30. And by the way, the other name, and we're going to talk about this next, but look what trade number 2 is here. Tesla short. So right now, Tesla is $2 in the money now and $5 in the money off that level. So again, go find the walk and talk all about stock, and you'll hear my reasoning for some of these trades. But yeah, Intel, an absolute beauty today. We should have got short AMD. Wish we had done that. But great trade there on Intel. And I mean, we can talk about.
No, Nvidia is on there as well, so we can we'll do Intel now. We can talk about the other chips.
Sure, we'll do that when they get there.
Ash, I'll answer Coinbase in a quick second there, but when I came in this morning, actually Adara got in first today, and the first thing was like there wasn't a lot of stocks that had catalysts on it. Intel happened to be one of them. Like really, you didn't have a lot of earnings. You really didn't have like big upgrades or downgrades today. So Intel losing a contract was one of the bigger stories. And at the end of the day, it ended up being counter-trend most of the morning. Now, I think getting an early short was probably a mistake and not waiting for one of the two key levels, which was 45 even and 45.30, which I transposed on my note, which is hilarious. But anyways, 45.30, a triple top yesterday. So it never breaks it out. Now you're underneath this week's bottom. Well, sort of. I mean, you're barely underneath it. But this fail down here for the afternoon, this is 43.6. If it cannot hold on to that, 41 bucks. We said $41 has been supported in Intel. I think there's a long down there somewhere. You have a higher low at 42.40. So there's some places that this can go. It's going to close below, I mean, barring a miracle, it's going to close under the 50-period moving average after a false breakout above it. So that's pretty bearish. You trend turned on earnings underneath the 50-period moving average. That is a trend break. And then you just rejected a breakout on bad news. I think you're going to support here at 41. So short pops into 43.75-ish this afternoon. And just because there was a question about coin, I didn't trade coin. I was staring at IBIT pretty much all day long looking for a false break on IBIT. Coin, it simply looks like 260, which was the breakout price, which was previous resistance. I would say that's the only price I'm looking at right now. If it pops back up, I think working it off of the 260 level is all I would say. I wouldn't want to be long this thing. And this is without Bitcoin breaking out to fresh highs, it's already weak. Like, what's going to get it back to the upside here? Maybe the market could drag it up, but the market can't seem to break 18.4 either.
All right, Tesla day lows right now on a bit of a move to the downside again today, coming off a downgrade. As I mentioned when we came on, Elon shows up in Berlin and the stock just sells off all day. Berlin manufacturing back up and running once again. Power was on. I saw he posted a video of them actually turning the lights on. So
of course he did. Good job, Elon. No, in all seriousness, Wells Fargo cutting the price target from 200 to 125, keeping the underweight rating on it. Brendo analyst Colin Langan basically saying that the price cuts are going to run out of steam and eventually volume will start coming down. He also doesn't like the Model 2 launch, says it's rushed and not really being given sufficient planning.
4% kind of day here for Tesla today, ugly.
I mean, my bad. Sorry about that, Elon. I should have just put a long on the sticky note, but we went short there, so we'll put our hand up, take the blame for this move. But look, nice move to the downside. Came back to VWAP. This is about as easy as it goes. Honestly, today's trading has been maybe the easiest trading in a while, just because so many levels held and so many things that we thought would happen happened. And it's just some days that doesn't happen, right? Like Coinbase early kept blasting higher. But like we wrote down 176. We really liked that short. We got that short. That's, $5. We took it out. We blasted the 172 short there as well. We got out because but we got out at 40%. Held the rest. We got out right there for 30-cent hits. Held the rest for $1 winner. Then reshorted it back to VWAP again. And then now we're back into those day lows. We could probably get out, but we only have, as you can see, 20, 40, 60, 80. So we only have 20% left of this. We're going to see if it just does its thing here and tries to break 170. But yeah, man, Tesla, again.
It's about to break 170.
Yeah, by far, is it? Yeah, okay, good. Well, I'm watching it. We'll see. Hopefully it does. By far the biggest P&L name for me here today, and it's not even close. And it's Tesla.
I think Tesla, 169. Let me just look at this 15-minute chart again before I get this wrong. Oh, this is a bad wick. It's a 172 flat bottom break. You don't have anything until you get out to, I mean, where are we going on? You got to go out to the daily chart all the way to 150 in April. Hey, look at that, April of 2023. So pretty much a year ago, the 150 level is the next support level on Tesla. I'm going to get rid of that 169 line because that's just a round number. And then the trend line also intersects 150. Tesla could be headed down there. All the world feels like that. I only traded the 172 level. I didn't hang on to it the last time, but I think 170 is breaking. I don't like a break. I might not take a breakdown, but I'll take a break and fade off of that level for this afternoon. I have been sitting a couple times in Rivian, which is consolidating, looking for a flat bottom break. And if Tesla breaks and this doesn't go, then you just got to give it up. I just think Rivian shouldn't be holding. I'm surprised it's holding on to this support at 1190, and I'm short here 12. If it breaks it, this has a bit of a gap to get filled to the downside. The EVs have really not gotten out of their own way yet. Doesn't mean they can't at some point, but they really haven't yet. And remember NEO and the 630 breakout? And still undefeated is the $6.30 level on NIO. It got their double top, and the afternoon show, what did I say? I'm like, okay, this is it. It double topped it, 630. We're going to take the breakout tomorrow when it happens. The high of the day was 622, and NEO is under $6 now. It's hard to break out when you're this weak, I suppose.
We just come here quickly because there's some people talking about Apple. Look, we bought Apple at 171. We dropped it right there. I apologize for not being long still, honestly. This is the part of the gimmick I was talking about what kind of a day it's been. Like, we also have Apple long at 171 on here. So again, like, we just covered it there at 171.40. So just people were asking about that. And right now, Microsoft, I took a shot here. This might not work. We're right here at the high of the day on Microsoft. So I was just trying to play the short on this name against 416 and change. But this looks like it's going to break a little higher than 416 and we're out. But throwing some money around here in Microsoft up near the day's high. But a positive name into a negative market. You know, if this market ever starts to go, obviously this blasts. So not a huge position here, but we're short at 70, getting out just above 416, so like 416.20 or so, but here it goes. Microsoft looks like it wants to go higher. Could be a first decent hit here, but debating averaging in. Anyways, let's go back. We'll talk about Nvidia because that's really moving, and we have some trades to talk about with AMD and Nvidia.
Speaking of Microsoft, just saw this pop up on OpenAI specifically. There's a critical security flaw, apparently, that's been found in one of ChatGPT's plugins that can expose user data and breaches. So didn't really move on that, but probably shouldn't. But that's OpenAI, not Microsoft. Yeah, let's talk about Nvidia trying to bounce off levels from yesterday and the day before as well, back above 900, as guys were mentioning. Yeah, that was it. B of A out with positive note this morning, going to 1100 for Nvidia.
Yeah, and Nvidia, not like we weren't already paying attention to it every day. We're going to be paying more attention to it every day next week until Thursday because they're going to have their GPU tech conference, and it's widely anticipated announcements will be made at that time, Brendo. So more to see, I guess.
Yeah, 4 days to come next week, so lots to look forward to, guys.
Are we still on Tesla? Okay.
I thought we're
We're at Nvidia. We're at Nvidia. Okay. All right. So first of all, Microsoft's not doing anything, but that news should help to short.
You would think so.
But as Brendan said, we're stuck right now. You can get out for 10 cents if you like it. Right now, that news does not seem to be doing anything at all. See your screen's flickering? Yeah, of course I saw that.
But I never see what happens to yours.
Well, okay, but I just saw what happens to yours. So, all right, we're not both going too crazy here. Nvidia, to me, again here today, this just goes to what we were talking about. So we shorted 900, but you know what happened? The same thing happened to me that Neil's mentioned before. I already had a stop in for higher. So the minute I shorted it, I got executed immediately out of that stop. So then I had to get right back in. So it didn't wind up, it cost me the spread. It was probably 20 or 30 cents. But anyways, we took that we only have one trade. This is my trade on Nvidia today. Look, that's it. It's one trade short right here at 900. We were giving it probably, I don't know, 50 cents or something like, probably about $1 probably. Anyways, I'll have to go back and look at that risk to reward, but that's where it was. And then it just came back to VWAP. And honestly, this couldn't be any better of a VWAP trade there. Like we were just, and Adara was in it. We were talking about this live on the midday show. Make sure you watch more Trader TV Live and all that. But we were saying we're out. We hit the money. We hit the whatever, and we got out. And then it bounced up. And then I remember turning over, and I was like, what? NVIDIA's at 906? So anyways, nice move up there off VWAP. I think we should try that again. If the dips into 897, let's go. We'll talk, I mean, there's lots of stuff happening. We'll talk more about AMD and all that when we get going, but we have more NVIDIA.
Before we get to NVIDIA, or before I talk about NVIDIA, I just want to point out on SOUN, which is NVIDIA adjacent because they move when NVIDIA moves because of the investment. This is what $8 looks like on SOUN. So it's got a good 650,000 shares there, another 100,000 at 799. It's done 100 million in volume. So suffice to say SOUN probably won't have too much trouble taking out that top. For everyone watching it, it's a pretty big level at 8. I likewise had one trade off of $9. And I said this morning, the only trade that I've taken on NVIDIA all week has been flat top breaks every single time that it's set up. It's going to be hard to see this one because of that wick. But even at this top, it was a flat top break. I had that scalp into there. I had this flat top break that, famously, when I take the scalp trade here, it ends up being a turn, and that looks great because it's like, hey, how did you know to get out of that quickly? Well, how did you know to not get out of that quickly? There, I didn't. I just scalped it for $5, $6 like I always do. And then here today, basically the same thing. So stick to the plan, Stan, or whomever.
Stan is fine, yeah.
Yeah, Stan's fine.
Stan's a good guy.
Stan the man. I'm not.
He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy, Stan.
And so the 900 level set up once, twice, and then higher lows into a clean breakout. I feel like every time I look at that setup on NVIDIA the last couple of weeks, it's just been a long. So I hit it and quit it. But for everyone watching, I'll show you the SOUN chart, by the way. Like, that's not just, like, the $8 levels isn't random. It's actually the high of the day on SOUN, up 15%. And this, of course, is NVIDIA adjacent, and it's already broken out to a fresh high. So this looks pretty significant on SOUN. Just keep in mind, there's actual size at 01 and 02. So I don't know what that's going to look like, because there's some decent never mind. They took all of them at once. There was decent size at 1 and they took out 99 evens, 1s, and 2s in one shot and just got to 806. I was never taking that break, but if you got SOUN, that was a nasty break, and it's right back underneath. So I wasn't taking that break. Yikes.
Here goes, Microsoft's going to the upside, so we will get stopped out of this very, very soon. I mean, I was thinking a little bit more of a downside there with that news, but we were shorting it into 416 anyways, and it looks like it's going to take out that top here of 416.25 or so. So that is my stop spot there for this name. Look, a big shout out here. Thank you so much, Krishna. Kudos to Sean and Neil for Intel and Coin. I mean, look, you're the one who has to hit the key, honestly. So you're welcome. Thank you for continuously to watch us, and that does mean a lot. So thank you so much for that $10, and there he is right there again as a new member. So thank you so much for that. It does mean a lot, and I do appreciate all of that talk. So just keep coming back, man. Tell your friends, tell everything, anything that can stream. So, you can just tell your AI to load it up every single day to watch Trader TV Live. You never know where those monster winners will come from. Back to the desk.
For Amazon, trying to get back to day highs right now, 1.25% after topping out above 177.5. This was this morning, if anyone missed it, in the pre-market. Eli Lilly going to work with Amazon's pharmacy unit to deliver multiple drugs, including their weight loss drugs. So good look for Amazon. Eli Lilly initially had a bit of a positive move to this as well, but didn't really do anything. Yeah,
looking to expand their direct-to-consumer offering here, Brendo. You can already go on Eli Lilly's website, and it will direct you to different areas that can prescribe you the medication Zepbound, which is their weight loss drug. You're going to have to see a practitioner, usually do a blood test or two. But this all starts Wednesday. So we're talking about next week, or today, I believe. Not sure if it's today or next Wednesday, and then you'll be able to get this stuff directly from Amazon.
Yeah, popularity of this going to be a decent amount of volume here, at least for Amazon.
My bad to do.
So I had the same thing Sean was explaining happened to me on Amazon as well, but I had to get right back in. So if you ever see this on the chart and you're at Real Trading, and there's like 3 stop orders we can use, like why would you get in and out at the same price? Essentially, I was going long on dips in Amazon, and then it set up what looked like a high of the day break, right? So again, if you try to go long and it's already reached the stop price, let's say, it's already hit a stop price. Like I say, if it triggers underneath, like 170, 177 or something like that, I'm going to get punched out, right? And it's obviously below that price as it is. Like I can sit there with that order in, anticipating that I'm going to get it. And then when I go into position, it's like, well, you have a stop from higher. That's nonsense. Punch you out. Then you just got to go back in. But this was not a VWAP bounce at all. It was like a gentle, near VWAP trade that was a scalp trade. And then I added to where actually the lesson of the day was where would you add to trades? And one of the things I said is, okay, well, if you're averaging up, what is the average up? Is it a separate trade? Is it new shares? And in my sense, this was it breaking the top and then a breakout trade. So it was adding to it almost like it's a separate trade. That's the VWAP hold, and then this is breaking the 177, dip into 177. So really, like there, to me, you're covering the last of that, and then getting out when it couldn't break that 177. 40 top. Now, I got out because I was pretty bearish. The market felt like it wasn't going to be this strong, and Amazon continues higher. I don't know that Amazon Eli Lilly news is why this needs to be up 1%. What I do know is all that money that's on the sidelines that's waiting for quality companies to get back in didn't get a chance to get into Amazon. That's for darn sure. Like if we're waiting for a dip to put money to work, we're not getting it in Amazon. It's still you're within, what are we talking, $3 of the 52-week high again on Amazon. We could be breaking that. We could break that tomorrow the way this stock is going. So super strong Amazon. That didn't actually rhyme, but it was kind of close enough. M&M could have made that rhyme. Amazon. I don't know if we have a shot this afternoon for this to make a fresh high, but that's got to be on the radar. This is a bull market, and some stocks pull back, others didn't. I don't know why I thought I was going to get a shot at 173 this morning, but apparently I did. I can likely I'll leave the line in. I don't have to delete that. It's still a significant level. We're not getting 173 today. If we get 173 today, I'll eat some Vegemite. But Amazon, I think you buy dips into VWAP if we get them this afternoon.
Okay, so we lost on Microsoft. We got out at that 25 level. I'll show it to you because again, we want to be those traders that show you everything right there. So there's the out. Our average price was 80. We got out at 25. It's a 45-cent failure, honestly, for me on that one. So we'll wait to see if something else can come in now for Microsoft. I'm going to hold off because that story it's not like it threw me for a loop. Like I said, you have to be responsible for all the trades that you put on at all times. But that was a tough one, thinking that, a breach of some sort of security breach would have brought this back in. But we'll wait on that. That is completely fine. I don't have Amazon or Eli Lilly today, so we could basically pass on that. Lilly. But yeah. Good name, I like it. And Amazon, we've been talking about getting some dip buys in that one, but super strong today. So the only thing you're going to want to do is fade this top, but the market is now above the 50-period moving average and starting to go. I'm not upset, but like Apple, we could have still been long this name too. So.
Oh, we should say something about the U.S. Steel. For anyone
yeah, we can. I just want to quickly bring everyone's attention to this. Okay, so I'm going to change this again. Like Tesla's an absolute banger. Money, wrong one. Banger. It's going to break 170, and here we go. So this is now $3 in the money. We've given $7 or $8 on coin, more than that if you held, but whatever. Intel was a banger to the downside. Thank you, Krishna, for that. Coinbase, we talked about it. Microsoft, not. Nvidia was $5. What was that? Yeah. Okay, and then Tesla right here. This was $5 right there. And then again, reloads here at 172.50. So now that we're really starting to go down here on Tesla, let's see where this market brings us. Looks like Tesla's going to break that, and we're going to switch our stop to 170.75. Long story short, that's all I wanted to say. But back over to the desk now.
Tesla is pretty much synonymous with volatility, and that's what we're talking about all week. Volatility, guys. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about the trading psychology during periods of volatility. Catch that tomorrow with Adair and I on How to Trade at 11.
Before Tesla breaks to 170, I just realized I don't.
For that, Ramin?
Don't even have a stop. Hold a second. Why, you vexed?
Very vexed. No, I'm not vexed.
That's patois for mad, if anyone doesn't know that.
I am investing in.
Is that a normal? Is that like people understand? Vexed.
Vexed? Yeah, I think my kids might even know what that is, man.
That's a normal. Yeah, I feel like most people know that. I vex my parents if I don't call them enough. There you go. You used it in a sentence for you guys. Before Tesla breaks 170, U.S. Steel, for anyone following along, the Biden administration, The President Biden actually said that they are against the deal, concerns with the deal. It absolutely fell apart. The biggest mistake I ever made was I kept trying to long and then didn't hold it. I made money shorting it, and then I lost money trying to go long it exactly when it turned. So sometimes if you keep things simple, this chart, if I just kept it simple and wasn't thinking about longs, like all in here, and then stopping out, scalped all in there, I was like trying to go long. I had just shorted it for a win, and I'm like, it's a long, baby, add to the long, more, lose. But look at it at VWAP. This is about, with trend on VWAP, that's about as easy as it's going to get. And I actually wasn't at my desk when it got there, but if you're ever seeing something like that happen, that's worth a shot. That's $42.50. It's a downward trending stock. U.S. Steel under some pressure. And by the way, where do you think it bounced? That $40 level? Well, the last gap was right there at 40. I'll let it get to those prices when there's risk of the deal falling through. If there's one thing that both sides agree on is that if you have a foreign buyer of a key company, they're not in favor of it right now. That is the sentiment in the market. Rivian finally actually budged, but it hasn't broken the flat bottom yet, but it's right at that triple bottom. It hasn't even gotten to VWAP, this thing. I did get stopped out here, and when I got back into it, it wasn't until it made a low around the $12 level. I'm just looking for a flat bottom break here. I mean, Tesla, yesterday, I didn't short Apple at 174, and I waited for a break of Apple at 174. And then all afternoon, it was like the greatest short ever, just over and over and over again. And eventually, when I went short, it ended up working. I feel like that could happen with Tesla today at 170, but Tesla's been so weak, I'm just only gonna take the break. I'm not gonna try to go long off 170. I understand yesterday that would have worked on Apple. Doesn't mean I wanna do it. We're gonna stick with one direction here, and that's to the downside. And SOUN, it is now breaking out from that $8 level. Initially, it got back underneath, but it's actually continuing upside here on SOUN.
So this is going to be, it's too bad because we had written down Coinbase, how we like this short, came in, we took it out at VWAP all the way down. I'm thinking now, I don't know, it's only just red now. I mean, there could be a lot more bleeding in this name to the downside if it does want to do that. And we're bouncing off the 50 period again. So I feel like we might have just missed a chance to reshort that. The problem is, and it's kind of like the same problem I had there with Microsoft, it looked fine technically. And then I knew Microsoft was going to be a little bit of a problem because we shorted, remember what I said there? We shorted a strong name, which we probably should have never done. So that was always, not always, but that was going to be a problem. But this one here has been pretty weak, but again, up against a red market. I don't know. I'm going to have a problem shorting that, honestly. So it might be just a long from here against that 255. So we're actually going to have to leave Coinbase alone because it's not in the right spot for me to do anything with. Intel, we've already hit that name super short already, and it's bouncing back up to the 200 period right now as well. The problem is when you're in this kind of a move that happens pretty dramatically like that, if you wait for the 200 period break to get out, then you're going to give it all back. Like right now, you're just touching up to it again right here on Intel. So this could be yet again another area that we look to go short. Intel's down 3.5% today and looking decent for the short. So you know what? It's been a good trade. Why not just re-short this? And we have 75s right there. I don't know. It might.
At 75?
Yeah. Well, 43.75. You know, this is already $1.50 down.
I'm at 78.
From where we had this. All right, so we'll punch a little bit short there. You just see that action. So there it is. We just punched it right in front of you at 67. Now let's wait to see what happens. Obviously, a little bit of a waterfall effect there. Should have just waited for it. But 72 up there. We'll see if we can reload this. But there it is, immediately downside. I could take something out at 60 if it hits there. We'll do that just for a quick little trade. But ultimately, if it comes back up, we'll take a little bit more right there on Intel. So if we can break back down through, then we should be able to get the fill. And then, as they say, the rest is money. So right there, nice little trade on Intel right in front of you. It's a quick scalp. We're not out of. We just took it. I mean, we want to get more. So for 43.75 or so, if we're able to get more Intel, we'll do that.
So that SOUN's now at 830. I don't know if we're going to retest that $8. I forgot to talk about, we're going to talk about pounds here in a quick second, but SOUN, I want to buy a dip if it can bounce off 8. So if it gets to quarters, which it just got to, and pulls back in, I'm going to look at that $8 retrace. Palantir is right back to, not square one because the low of the day is square one, but it's pulling right back into VWAP. Now you ask yourself, why not reverse there? Sometimes it makes sense. I didn't, but the best you can sometimes just get out of the short. We were short into that, was Alex Karp was on CNBC, and this was actually after he was done, by the way, when it broke out, believe it or not. Like this was, I'm like, okay, we'll just go back into the short at like 98, and after he had finished talking, and it broke out after the fact and lost 4 cents on the last of it. But I think if it pulls back into 25, that can be an interesting long position. But you got to see the bounce first. SOUN's definitely got my attention. Breaking that 8, you might not even get a pullback the way this sucker's going. And I just saw in the chat, the only 2 chip names that are strong are ARM and SMCI. I would argue that Nvidia is starting to look stronger above 900, but getting away from ARM was probably the right thing, and that 131 level is now support on ARM. Remember everyone was talking about doom and gloom? We said it just because you're looking for shorts doesn't mean they have to happen. There was, just like yesterday, there was one chance after the open to short a pop, and then ARM has been a trade up since. I feel like there could be a squeeze event for everyone that just assumed this was going to fall all over itself. If this gets back, what just happened there? If this gets back to that 150 and breaks the top, I feel like there's going to be some people way offside in ARM. Call it a pipe dream, but like silliness can happen. For today, 135 is the big level. If it gets to that price, at least I'd look for the short at 135, if it can even get there. But SOUN's got my attention. I missed Intel by, I was sitting at 78s when it got there. And then there's one more name that we did not trade that I think might be setting up for us, and that would be Affirm. It failed the 40 level. Now you got a lower high. Little bit of a flat bottom break forming here at about 39.10 on Affirm. So if we can break that into that low, that way it's like 30 cents into that low, I'm looking for it to break that ledge. Getting too bearish. I mean, the market's not that bad, but if we fail this top, Affirm failing 40s, lower highs, I like the short in Affirm. If it pops into 40, I would probably do that as well.
Wow, so tonight, just double checking here. I just checked with my booking agent, so I was like, Self, who do we have on for tonight's recap show? Chris Brecher will be joining again. Lots of fun with him. He's had some great ideas for everybody, so join me tonight. And then we'll go over the earnings if and when we have that board. Do we have that board, Ramin? Okay, no, not yet. Still too early.
Only 2:37.
Still too early. All right, Tesla right now, there it is, man. $3, trying to go lower. Like I said, we're just sort of piling on to sort the damage that we've already put on this name, and I wish we would have held it for a little bit longer. But again, we're trying to be as disciplined as possible. Get names out when they hit our targets, and then try to hold something for the big one. Unfortunately, Coinbase, we got out at VWAP, but here we go with Tesla, trying to go downside. I was going to change this to 50 to give ourselves a little bit more room, but we're still here at 75. So if it breaks lower through or above that, that's what we're going to get out. So we're just going to try to hold this into the close. The other trade I wanted to talk about was because Kyle in the chat there was on Google. So he really likes this trade. You were talking about possibly getting $1 on this trade. So it looks like you're going to do that exactly because there's 141, but right into here to VWAP. I don't know if you want my opinion or not, Kyle, but I would probably get this out soon, or at least start to piece some out. I was watching Google earlier. I really love this name, as you guys know, for the long-term account. It's my biggest. But this is pretty choppy down here. Like, even if we get to this 140 level, I'm not sure the reaction that we're gonna have down here. So, like, to me, 140 and a quarter is pretty much as good as 140.10, like, is where I'd be putting my out. So I think if you really think that there is more to go on this name, do like what I do. And that is do something like this, where you get out for nice winners and then be able to hold something for that bigger move. And by the way, we were talking about 257 on Coinbase. That's why we stayed away from it. Remember, we were debating going short there, and we were like, no, because we don't have any levels there. But anyways, good trade, Kyle. We'll spin the dollar club for you on that one because basically, I don't know where you're short, but it looks like you might be $1 in the money, as you mentioned to us. And then Nvidia's moving around. Did I just see that? I just got no, okay. I don't know why I would get a thing for Nvidia right now. Maybe,
I mean, it's bouncing off 900, but it's not moving that much.
yeah, so I apologize.
SOUN keeps breaking the highs, though.
SOUN?
Yeah,
As
which...
soon as that broke 8, it was a long, right? What's it at now?
Oh, it's at 820. I was thinking...
I think that was the old high.
But the 820 looks like the local bottom here. Whenever I say local bottom, it's like the last significant level. I'm looking at a 3-minute chart. So if it takes out... Well, it's taking out the highs now. So I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to give it to that local top. Nvidia... Well, I mean, it is going. Like, it's not like it's not doing anything, but... Yeah, considering how explosive it was off 900, sometimes you just think if it's going to rip faces off, you'd be able to tell. And I'm not really getting that sense out of it just yet. So maybe it's not because it's not 3 o'clock yet. I don't know. It wasn't until late. It was actually really late that it accelerated yesterday. Like it was, no, it was after 3. Yeah, it was like 3:40. You know what I mean? Like the buy program came on at about, no, it's like 3:40, 3:45.
That's right where I got out.
Like right in here, and then it accelerated. So like don't stick a fork in Nvidia just yet. It was doing that same thing, grinding higher, and then it had that big breakout. So if we go sideways and then take out an 08, that would look pretty spicy on Nvidia. Just don't sleep on that one. I don't want to short that stock, that's for sure. What's going on with CCJ is apparently moving. I mean, whoops.
Someone wants to talk about it for sure. I don't know if it's moving or not.
Yes it is. It's load tanking.
Whoa, what?
Okay. Obviously, something's happening here.
All right, we'll find out more about that. Obviously, there's the deal with, CCJ, I don't know if you know it, it's Cameco, so could be something, I think that's what it is.
It is Cameco.
Yeah, okay, so that's right. And I guess moving here on U.S. Steel news today, that apparently Joe Byron is a little interested down here at some national security issues. Coming down into $40 right now for U.S. Steel. All right. Actually, say something else in my ear, Ramin. Perfect, thank you. All right, let's go to the earnings board. I just like hearing her voice, you know what I'm saying? All right, Lennar, we've got going on right there tonight. So we'll talk about that one. I have no idea what's to the left of us because I can't see it. Tomorrow morning,
UiPath.
Oh, UiPath.
And Sentinel One.
Ooh.
So you've got.
Hey.
Yeah, that UiPath is.
Wasn't UiPath going crazy
the other day?
No,
it was Unity. It wasn't UiPath. It was Unity.
No, I think it was. I think UiPath was on some people's minds for sure.
And then everybody's favorite solar stock, Canadian Solar.
Yes.
I mean, probably not, but.
You know what is another name? Honestly, Dick's Sporting Goods is at 190 right now. It was at 140 at the beginning of the year. So that's going to be another name that we'll find out the short float in a minute. But that could be another name that gets
190 down to 140?
That gets that ANF feel right now. No, it's at 190 now. It was,
it's from 140 to 190.
It was 140. So ANF topped out at 140 and dropped down to 117 after earnings.
Can you go to that daily chart?
Of what?
No, it's of Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh, I have it right here.
What is these retailers, man?
No, I know. They're on fire. They're huge.
Stand up at attention. That chart, that daily chart.
What happened there? Okay, just watching out there.
There's a lot of retail charts that look like that.
I mean, look at this. 150 break on that was a monster.
That's nasty.
So good
in a
move
good
on,
way.
good move on that one as we go. I'm still watching. So we just got into Intel right now. So we're gonna have to watch out because we're now short right here. We got 75s. So we are going to pay attention to see what does happen right now with Intel. So again, something that's on our mind here. We'll see if it goes back higher. We're gonna get out if it breaks like a 90 to the upside. We've already took the short today and it's worked. So let's just watch out. There's the break right there, 85. So watch out for an 85 break or so on Intel.
So Sound just got to 40s for a split second and then started pulling back in. It's starting to slow down a little bit, but the chips are starting to go. I mean, I like it out here, so I'm gonna wait for it to get to the 80s. But AMD just wicked 196. I got in and out of AMD twice today, one for a win, the second time we tried to control the loss there. It ended up wicking even further, but I don't want to be short them when they're doing this in the afternoon. I feel like that hasn't been the way to go. I don't know, like sometimes it works, but like when they get above VWAP and start breaking like this, it's a different, like Intel's underneath VWAP, Intel's weak. These ones are looking a little bit strong, and if Nvidia looks strong, yeah, Nvidia just broke that high. Yeah, I don't want to be shorting AMD. Either we'll stay away from that. Rivian finally broke that low of the day, so there it goes. I'm going to get a bid in front of 180, 1180. If Rivian goes to 180, then one of two things has happened. One, it just went back to the IPO high, or two, it's going out of business. It just depends on which 180 you're talking about. And you know what? One of those is more likely than the other, and it's not the one you think. Or maybe it is the one you think.
It is the one you think, because there's
It's
no
the
way in
180.
hell that's
It's
going.
not getting to $180. It could get to in a couple of years, if things work right, it could get to $40, $50 again. That's possible. It's not getting to 180. But $1.80 is probably on the OTC before it goes there. So Rivian going to get some out in front of the bottoms, watching out for, yeah, Tesla's not going to break that 180. This is exactly what happened yesterday on Apple.
Yeah.
A complete unwillingness to do anything but go with the trend on the break of the level, and then just going long in front of it's going to end up working. That doesn't mean I'm going to pivot to going long on Tesla. It's still, if it holds lower highs the whole way through, as long as you're making lower highs into the break level, I'm still wanting to take it. If it starts breaking away into VWAP, obviously I'm going to cancel the order because nothing's going to happen there. So as I said, I was trying to get some Rivian and didn't get filled, so let's just move to 84 because that's where the next bid looks like it is, and then get on over to Nvidia. Is it taking the next stair up? That's the real question. Can it hold this 904 and then go another level higher? That's what I want to see.
Oh, man. Yeah, you were just going to look at it. Well, you were just talking about NVIDIA, and I was like, saw this guy here in the chat. What's up, Volcan? Volcan, what are you trying to get me in trouble, my guy over here? Have a look at NVIDIA? You know, like, come on. Like,
What'd you move my
all right, we'll look at it. The only reason I say that, like, kind of just jokingly, is like yesterday we sat. Yesterday, look. I mean, thanks. First of all, thanks, Volcan, because honestly, yesterday Nvidia was my #1 name, and we did all the damage right now. At the end of the day, yesterday, if you guys remember, Neil was sort of talking about it there before. We were long here off of 900 yesterday before this pop, and then we got out at 9. I think it was, what was it, 910 or 909.90, something like that, because that was the high. The high was about 912, and we're like, let's just get out at 910. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And then it ripped up to 922 at the end of the day. And then now today, we've already taken $5 on this, or sorry, $4 on this, but it is doing those things again, Volcan, where it's breaking higher. And I mean, maybe it's time to go. So there it goes. I mean, NVIDIA doesn't stay down for long, and if anyone's going to buy weakness in the market, they're just going to head right over to NVIDIA and buy up the name. So Sharif mentioned it today already about how they're, the futures in NVIDIA, and we've talked about that for a long time. We've talked about this for 2 or 3 years, where the SMH has been leading all of these indicators higher, and I feel like SMH is the one to look at anyways. So NVIDIA and the market starting to go, but right now NVIDIA is going much more than the market, so watch out for a 910 possible break higher, honestly. Looks like we'll have to give something back in Intel because it's breaking higher right now. So Intel's going to go up, and we're going to watch out for that 85 break, and that looks like that's going to happen right now. So as this market starts to go higher, we'll average into it. We're short right now at 77 on Intel. Let's see what happens. Market not doing much, Neil, but chips are. There's a nice move back on Intel.
Yeah, I was waiting for a curl, so that's going to be it if I can get 79s. But it was Ryan in the chat wanted us to talk about ADM. We can talk about Archer Daniels. It's out of the danger zone and breaking out to the upside. So as Sharif walks by, this is Alfred's boy. He was excited about this. When you get a quad unk like that, what you want to do is have it hold a bottom, hold a higher low, and then if it breaks out, I'm not saying this is going to fill the gap. That'd be ridiculous. But when you break out that 57 top, I think it's got some momentum to continue running, and the trend is your friend until the end. I don't know what happened in the middle of the day here. That seems a bit extreme. I feel like a lot of people probably, if you were long in the morning, you probably got stopped out in that mess. And I wouldn't blame you. That's just going to happen. Yeah, but it looks pretty strong. It's not the best in terms of day trading always, but it's done 7 million volume today. So today actually looks not that bad in terms of volume. If it can keep that up, maybe you start looking for the stairs to the upside, try to get to 60, trading reasonably well. So Intel got to here. I came back in on the way down, and I'm going to stop out, creatively enough at the same level, because you guys can see all. This isn't the real wick. My shorts have been a heck of a lot better, but occasionally you'll see those dark pool wicks. 84 is this actual high, and if it breaks that, I think you wait for the 44 level as well and see if we can't get something there. SOUN has decided that now that the actual real chip companies are going, that it's going to stop. Sometimes it's like that. Maybe it can't go when Nvidia is going because everyone likes Nvidia more. It's not a bad theory. I used to have that theory about GameStops of the world. Like when they were carrying the day, and then all of a sudden the market started going in the afternoon. It's like everyone just got away from the meme stocks. And because Nvidia is showing strength, maybe that's happening to SOUN.
Yeah, I could see that Nvidia up to 907 and change. Here's, I mean, my Intel, I took some 77s out. That was our average price. So we'll wait to see if it comes back in again. We have much lower bids, of course, at this point. But let's just see if it goes back. We only took out 20% there, maybe too much, but I don't know. With everything starting to go upside, we'll have to watch out for it. We are almost stopped out of Tesla, which is fine by me. I mean, we talked about this 170. We are well aware that 170 held numerous times. So you don't have to at me or anything like that. We just, we're waiting for this to break. So we've talked about that level, 65. We're actually at 75 break, so 65, 75, right up there. Either way, remember where we're short. We're short all the way up here. We're short at 173. So no matter what, this will be $2 and whatever the math is, 25-cent win, depending on a little bit of slippage. But let's go back over to the desk and handle some business.
Brought to you by IG. Got opinions on central bankers, geopolitics, and economic data? Apply your macro views with a Forex account at IG. Currencies like Euro and USD require as little as 2% margin rates and offer $0 commission trading using a Forex account at IG. For a limited time, traders can open, fund, and trade with IG for up to $10,000 in funding bonuses. Terms and conditions apply.
I'll do you one more. If you're a Forex trader, things probably get a little bit interesting when the Bank of Japan is actually doing stuff. So Bank of Japan back to doing things, and there you go. So maybe we saved ourselves something there. I said SOUN was maybe running out of steam. It couldn't break 40, so I got some more out at 40 and then tightened up the stop because it wasn't looking as strong, and we probably saved ourselves some coinage there. So SOUN doesn't end up working. You never want to get caught in a quadunk. When a low float runner or any kind of a small cap runner is going, as it goes, I'm always moving the stop up. It's not Apple. It's not insert regular stock here. It doesn't really matter. But they're very different. And I think when you're taking top breaks, you have to have a defined set of rules. Maybe it goes higher. I don't know. But I'm not going to sit there and try to fight it too much. Nvidia, what's going on? Yeah, Nvidia's, again, it's looking kind of strong. It's not really setting up anything obvious for like a flat top break like it was before, or some obvious setups. And I want to keep it like tight to the vest. Like I find like yesterday was one of those days. Like it wasn't an easy day. It wasn't a disastrous day, but it was enough to put an L in the column. Then today basically gives seemingly every opportunity to get it all back and then some. And then this afternoon, we're not getting a lot out of the futures. And you're not really getting too much that would make me want to overtrade. Like maybe we can take out 18.4. But we've been saying that for the last 2 hours. We haven't broken out that top. So I think there's some shorts. We'll see what happens with this Intel. I'm short at 79.5. It's at 80 right now. Rivian, we've been sitting in this one, and it's going sideways. We got that 84 fill. It's trying to creep back higher. I do think Rivian's got one more leg into it, into previous support, and that's 1150. Sorry, resistance. Previous resistance was at 1150. I think if it gets down there, I'm going to jump out of the Rivian trade. We'll try to hold on to a piece for the dream to the downside. Although with Tesla bouncing off 170, maybe that can't even happen.
Oh, did I get out of Tesla yet? No, but soon to be out of Tesla as it's going higher. All right, so I don't know if you guys, Neil was talking about it. I don't know if it happened while he was on it. We just got to fill at 175, so it did make a move down. We've reloaded it a couple times up there against our stop. So we're only short now at 79. So we, it needs to get down to like, if we're going to go 1-to-1, it has to be like 72, 73s for this to make sense, because we're going to stop out on the high side of that trade. So, and here we go. Tesla, again, we're very comfortable. We're not even really talking about it because we don't really have much to do. If it breaks 75, we're out. I'm not reloading it anywhere until VWAP for sure, so that's 172. So we're going to have to wait on that one. We're going to let Intel cook and see if we can find something else. Yesterday, we did really good on Roblox at the end of the day. And again, a nice move upside today, starting to go and then faded out. So right there, 40.50 for Roblox. Not really near anything from what I could see, but you know, we'll see if Roblox gives us some love. Yeah, there. I was just looking 41. So that price is fine by me. If we can short VWAP. Basically, anything that gets back to VWAP, we good. Here we go. Starting to stack up again on Intel. We'll go over to Adair and see what's up.
Vroom, VRM, very much to the upside right now, up about 75%. This one is reporting earnings tonight, so it looks like it's running up ahead of earnings. Other things to note, though, this one has a very small float, 1.63 million shares from what I'm seeing. Short float of just above 12%, so decent short float. Very small float size overall for VRM heading into earnings, guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, very, very small float, as Adair said there. Although these days, when you're over a million, it's like, is it really that bad? We've seen 140,000, we've seen 380,000 share floats, which it's crazy. We didn't see that when we started trading. It was a rarity to see that many companies that moved that had that kind of a float. So I just got my first take on Intel. 1-to-1 is at 73. And if it gets to 65, that's the next leg, and then look for 43.5 to the downside, which is the low of the day. Jeff Payne wants to put the pain on Meta, saying short Meta.
Yeah.
497. Ooh, well, I'm assuming you're already short.
You ain't wrong, man.
Triple top around 498 up there. It doesn't look that bad, but again, it's above VWAP. It's with the market trending to a potential break of that high. I'd rather be shorting things which are obviously weak and not the ones that are holding VWAP. That's not been the best in recently. I feel like in the afternoon, fighting these market moves where we bounce off lows and we're carrying through in the afternoon. Give me a stock that's a little bit weaker, and that would make more sense. Jeff Payne, what's the float on Meta? I mean, I don't know, huge. Actually, I'm gonna have my trade ideas up so I can just tell you, 2.19 billion according to trade ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, it's big.
$2 trillion company.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so right here, man, let's go into the gates of hell again as we put it right back in there for Intel. So we're starting to take more out piece by piece here. We, again, take it back in. So nice trade. We're not, for me, I told you where we'd have to get out to go 1-to-1, but this was not one of those trades where I'm really looking to do that. I'm just right now just trying to stack the cash. So, I mean, if I didn't reload this and had less shares, probably I would, maybe wait for all of them, maybe down to the 50 period moving average. So I do have some more significant pieces down here it's at 67 and then 63, but this is starting to change. So now this is 66. So let's just get maybe some orders out at 70 there, and then we'll figure out the rest as we go. So that's what we're doing right now. It's been obviously, as we keep saying this, a pretty good day here with Intel as it comes into 70s. And there it is. We'll take a 70 fill as well. Fire off the cannon because good day here, topping it off in the afternoon. We do have the market recap show today. Make sure you do join me for that one. And we'll definitely have a lot of fun tonight. If you think we're having fun now, we're going to have fun tonight. So there it is. Nice move down in. And then we have 43.67 as my next target. So actually, that's already there. So 67 is there. And then I have a 63 down here. So again, put the shares in, man, and just be confident that you're right and take it out according to plan. So there it goes, Intel, good little stackable trade there on Intel.
So I'll have to fail myself for a firm because I thought I was canceling another script and I canceled my stop. I did have a script to break down a firm here, but when I was canceling another trade that I wasn't going to take, I canceled the Affirm one. It would have worked. We definitely broke the 39. I just look back and I'm like, oh, why hasn't Affirm broken yet if the market's failing this top? And Affirm did break. So there is your flat bottom. It goes right to the next level down. I like to have a bit of a plan. You got a trend to the downside, double bottom breakdown. You have a first target, and if it breaks that, you've got room underneath. It's not the same thing as Intel, but I always want to stick to, like, the next place to make a decision is in the 60s. Wait for the curl, gets to the top, wait for the curl, and then work toward that bottom. We did the same thing on Rivian. Mara has lost support again.
Again?
I think you just short Mara. Yeah, I don't mean that. I'm not even sure what else to say. Like, only look short in Mara until something gives. Because even when it's strong, it just, every single day, it eventually steps down. Like if you were patient, like look at the 15-minute on the day that it ran to the upside. All you had to do was wait it out. The second there was a red candle, it was just a short after that. It was a short, short the pops. Look at the resistance at 2140. Now you're under 2140. Short the pops, man. So that 2140 was a bit of a level. So I'm going to short back into it on Mara. And if you're wondering what's going on with Bitcoin, why is Mara looking like it's a short? IBIT is at the high of the day. At the high of the day. And Mara is falling. That tells you a lot here. Right? Like that, that relationship is broken right now. So don't even worry about it. You just got to play the trend. The trend is your friend. Short the next pop available. Hopefully we get something in the 30s to take it back into this 40-ish level. That's 45. So I'd want to be out in front of that 45. ARM short. We said there were two chip names that were strong. One of them's ARM and the other one is SMCI. I don't know if those are the places that I want to jump into the short. I'm happy to have just gotten the top on it and took it to the plan. I took it to the breakout price at the open, which is 128, and then I got out of Dodge, and look at the trend after that. Higher lows, higher highs. So when it's doing that, you don't have to trade it. It's okay to just be one and done in a stock. Just because I like the short in the morning, when all of a sudden it's trending up for the rest of the day, I don't have to sit there fighting the stock all day long.
Intel is going, and there it is again. So we have basically two trades here this afternoon. Well, we did have Microsoft, which was an L, so there is no doubt about that as it's coming back in. We'll leave Microsoft alone, but we just went right back to the well to our number one trade idea of the day, and that was shorting Intel. Man, we've learned so much over this year in the last little while that it's been pretty good. So stay in the sort of the zone here. Trade what you've been trading and don't sort of get, and we've talked about this. If you want to go read it, I mean, this is what we put on here. There it goes again, Intel. But it's just about this. So if you go here, and I want to thank everybody, man, 139 likes, 14 comments, 10 retweets about this community inspiration and trading journey. So if you're on a trading journey of your own, go read this. Actually, I'll put it up in the chat. Like it if you, or comment on it. Let me know what you think about it. Maybe I'll retweet some comments later because I think it's really important. And everybody that's read it and talked about it has left some positivity there. So thank you so much for that. But here we go again. So we are right now starting to make moves because the market's finally starting to break lower. So we were bearish all day today, but you know what? We just kind of came back into pre-market levels right now. So I don't know where we're going to go with this. Intel's trying to go down. Tesla is trying to break 170 again. But whether or not we get to VWAP, I'm not expecting too much here today. The best thing for us to do would be to look at Nvidia, honestly, because if that starts to go, then we know the futures will definitely react one way or the other. So right now, Nvidia is not doing much. I would think a break higher. And why do I think that? Because remember this VWAP test that we had? We took $4 on, and that was just magical because like that print's not going to look any better than that. But boom to the upside, and we are hesitant of getting it out there, by the way. I was even thinking lower, to be honest with you. But we got out there, was really surprised on this bump back up. But right now you're holding that 908. If we can break through that 908, maybe we have a repeat of what happened yesterday, where I was like, oh yeah, let's get out at 914, and then it just rips the rest of the day. So let's be careful about that with Nvidia. I almost think this is worth the take because we had support at the 50 period. We have support at VWAP and the 200 down here. We've already seen that. So I don't know though, if you take it and you're wrong, I think you got to respect the 50, so that's 905. So if you take that 908 break, that very high there is 909 basically. So if you take this break, you got to give yourself, I would think $5, $4 into 905. So share size accordingly for that one. If you're going to take a 909 break, I think you got to give it back to 905. So anyways, it looks like Nvidia might want to go. I'm going to relook at this in a couple minutes. For right now,
909?
Yeah, that's this little
is
wick is 908.85.
It's just grinding, man. It's just grinding.
I still think 908 might be better.
So what's crazy is SOUN did end up breaking the high of the day. That said, what is this style of trade that you're taking? If a breakout trade is very different from a dip buy. And if you try to turn a breakout trade into a dip buy, the question you have to ask yourself, yes, does it bounce in front of $8? If you were playing it in front of 8, you could have reasonably bought like 10s and 15s or something like that. That's not bad for risk reward. But if you're taking a breakout of the high there, Giving it all the way back doesn't make the most sense. If it goes all the way to 8 even, what's your R&R? If I'm playing this to 850 and being reasonable about it, you just don't want to turn it into a mess of a trade. So yeah, it would have worked out had I averaged down into it, but then I'd be breaking my own rules by turning one trade into another. The 8 hold looks good. SOUN, it's a high flyer. If you look at this bad boy, it's also breaking out on the daily chart. So this has got it's got room to go. And it's basically a blue sky setup. It's something we like to talk about.
Just because we just talked about it, there is the break. We took it. We're $1 in the money on Nvidia. So we took it small because of what we talked about. Like, I'm not losing $5 on this trade. So there's the trade right there. We were just mentioning it. There's the break for Nvidia. So now let's see. We are also banking out right now on Intel. So Intel with the move now as well, back down. I don't know, man. This has become a really, really good afternoon here, but I don't want to lose out on this one. That's the problem. So we have to watch out for this 50 period as it keeps on coming through. We could actually put it to 906.50, but we're $1 in the money and it's still starting to go. So we'll see, man. I know Neil's been on SoundHound. I haven't really been watching it, but I know we're taking out the highs. I feel like once you broke that $8 mark right there, probably no more shorts, but I mean, at some point you're going to catch a top and it's going to come right back in. I know a lot of you guys are talking about this. Here's that GXAI as well, by the way. SOUN. What was the short float on this one? 20 with a float of 300. So the float's not necessarily an issue, but depends on how much we're going to be trading that, I guess. All right, so Nvidia goes to $1. We're still in the money $1, but I don't know where we're going to go on this one. The spread is too huge. So let's see if we continue to make marches here. Let's find a target for us. So see, that's just coming up now. So now you're at 905.50. I mean, I'd feel happy with 914s, right? So let's see if we can get that. I don't think it will go that high. Wow, okay. Now we're even more in the money than we thought, as Nvidia is now breaking higher. Now $1.50 in the money now. So a good trade here, I guess, right? So far, so good for Nvidia trying to break higher. And then honestly, man, Intel is the exact same thing, exactly what we thought. Taking out pieces here as it goes to the bottom side. But there goes Nvidia. I'm glad we talked about it, breaking through that $8 mark. It just touched 950 right there. But you know, the market's heading the other way, which is putting a little sour taste in my mouth. But you know what's happening, though, is we are getting a low of the day also. And I got to stop this. Do you know how hard it is to trade live, first of all? And then now we have Nvidia and Tesla in opposite directions. All right.
Tesla's about to break.
Yeah, I know. So we just talked about that one right there. You know what? I'm going to just take... If we can get this out in and around 910, I'm thinking like that might be a good idea on Nvidia, because this Tesla is going to most likely break and we're doing pretty damn good on it. I don't want to give this one back. But anyways, Intel continues to go down. Tesla's $3 in the money, Nvidia's $1.50 in the money. So let's ride Pittsburgh Steelers style.
Oh, no, let's not. Russell Wilson.
$40 million the guy's getting paid. 38 of it from Denver.
Yeah, he's getting the league minimum from Pittsburgh, I think.
It's to top him to 40.
Yeah, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, top him to $40.
He's getting $40
million. It is
he's
what
getting
it is.
38.2 or something from Denver.
Learn to throw football, apparently.
38.8.
I'm not trying to get hit by, certain linemen that I don't want to give credit to that are on the Dallas Cowboys. But if 70 does, once again, it gets down to 170. It goes to 06s and it doesn't want to break. The long has not been wrong if you've been trading it off of this level. Instead of just staring at it, a watched pot never boils, so I've heard. But have a look at what's happening here on Rivian, which is bouncing back up to 1190. So that was the support, and now turning into some resistance. So if it gets above like 92s, I'm just going to trail this out just above that 1190. If we're going to be holding the bottom on Tesla, I was holding out for like 1150 or something lower, but that's a pretty obvious consolidation bottom. No, sorry, wipe out bottom and then higher low. If it breaks back above, say, 92 or 93, I want to be jumping out of that trade. What was going? Amazon almost got to VWAP there.
What?
Yeah, Amazon up 1%. Could be a VWAP bounce coming in. Amazon hasn't actually touched VWAP since 10 a.m. this morning. Each time it's sort of levitated in front of it. Let's see if we can do it one more time here. There aren't many things that I like for a long right now. Amazon's got at least a trend going with it. Just want to see a bit of a bounce play. Like each time getting on the way down was no good, but getting it on the way back up on a bounce has been the way to approach it. SOUN still going. We already talked about that one. 3MD money.
I have a sad story.
I haven't looked at that one in a while. Sad? Why? Huh?
Yeah, because we took it. All right, so we took $1.50 there. Sorry, $1.30. We're at 0940s. Look, I'm gonna hate myself for this. All right, now it's gonna break upside. I was just looking at this. I was watching Intel going to the downside. I know Intel and Nvidia have nothing to do with each other, but we got out of that. So we'll get $4 there, another $1.30 here, and take it out. The spread was just big. Like it went back into 08s there, like right back into here the last couple wicks down, and it's just like I just felt that if Tesla's going to break lower, and we're having a pretty good day here, so nothing to complain about from that side. But the thing is like it's 310. We've seen this move happen before on Nvidia. I feel like we may regret that. We can always try to get back in if it does come back into this level, but there's the out. We took it again. It looks small, but whatever, man. It's 08s to 0940s. We got it out. We got it in. We got it out. That's that, man. Tesla right here. Nice downside push again. I'm still going to wait.
Jersey Shore.
I'm still going to wait for that. Yeah, I'm still going to wait for that take up high there, but maybe we should just bid this out as well. End the trades kind of where we thought they would be, but it's a good trade there on Nvidia. I'm not going to be too upset. But there it comes right back down. So here we go. Now I can stop, complaining about it because we could have just reloaded there at 900. So we got out at $900.40. We'll consider that a dub for now and think about what we're going to do later on. So that's what we're doing, having some fun here in trading. I hope you guys hit the like, the subscribe.
Hit this one.
And yeah.
I actually
take
have
this
yours.
opportunity to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Although
now it's not pointed, there's lots of bangs.
Hey, what? Oh, was that all choppy for everybody, or what? That was kind of.
That was choppy for us, for sure. Yeah. But I got to do another one too because that one is sweater season right there. By the way, everybody.
No, by the way, I did get into Amazon, but this market's starting to come back in. I was gonna give this a little bit more, but I feel like I've gotten in a little prematurely here. So because of that, I'll have a tighter stop and maybe let it get down to VWAP. So that's the adjustment that I'm going to make. We'll hang on to 2 shorts that we have. Neil got out too soon. Of course, I got out of this too soon. There's absolutely no question about it. And sometimes it looks. I'm telling you. Sometimes when you get out too soon, it looks good. Sometimes it looks. I'll show you bad because I always want to show bad. I had this break and that got out too soon. That's bad, and it looks good when you do it there. You don't know. In hindsight, it's going to be 2020. You just got to trade your own trade. I don't like breakouts on these. If it's going to take a break of the high like this, consolidation break, I want it to go right away. When it doesn't, I'm worried about the Huadunk. And it did, but the dip buy was fantastic. So congratulations if you got to trade your own style, man. Like we always say trade your own book. You could be going long Tesla 170 and you'd be absolutely laughing because it's like the scalp trade that keeps on giving it, but I'm not doing it. I did this yesterday with Apple. Here's Tesla probably testing 170 one more time. If it doesn't break it by say 340, then I might not take it at all. Because that's a difference that I made in the afternoon on Apple was once it hadn't happened by 340, I just said I'm going into the short. It can't seem to break this level, and the short ended up working out. But I'm not at that point just yet. So I'm in Amazon. I've got a really tight stop on it, just underneath that 90. And if it can bounce, we'll see where it can go. It's one of the only stocks or big Mag 7 names that looks pretty strong. Even Microsoft just now, well, that's just a bad wick. It's still above VWAP. It's flat on the day. It could go red if it drops even like 30 or 40 cents here.
All right, finally, let's go Hydration Nation. I actually got to get up and get a coffee in a minute, or another water here in a minute. Wow. Again, a relief. Like sometimes we talked about, the spidey sense kicking in there a little bit. Look at that out on Nvidia. Hard to complain about that up there at 909.50, saving ourselves, or 940, saving ourselves about $1.50 right there back in. So I'm pretty happy, needless to say, about getting out there now, although it was a little bit of a heart attack there for a minute as we were uncertain what to do. You want to talk about looking at things. At least you're still flat on sound, right? I mean, part of the trade, like Neil was mentioning, is like you don't want to get run over if a crazy move happens. And on Coinbase, something similar. Like we got out there at VWAP, and now it's $15 in the money. You know, so it's like get out at 262, we get right into here. I would have got out anyways into this area because we had some consolidation. But if you're going to go short and, you know, you see a VWAP bounce once, not twice for this guy. So we get out there and put that money right back in. And you're not gonna nail it every time. But we nailed this, by the way. As Intel, we got a pretty low bid there as well. We got a 63 bid. Let's see if that comes in. So remember where our out was at. So we're short. I mean, anybody that wants to put this in the chat, you'll win nothing, but I'll mention you. So we're short at 82. Do you remember where my stop was? So we're short right now at 43.82. So this right now is 16 cents in the money. We did have a stop somewhere there as well. I played this game with Adara. She's been really good at nailing some of the prices that we're in at right now. All right, Tesla, probably looking at 170 right there as an out now. It looks like we're going to get stopped out. We were going to get stopped out on the 75 break. And here's another example. Neil just talked about that again.
What a long...
Our break is 75.
Stupid.
It went to 74 and we didn't get out. So right there, you know, saved sometimes by the luck of the market. It could have punched us out if it ticked a little bit higher. Now it's going to, but it saved us and we could have got out again down here at 170 and we didn't. So there you go. You know, despite having a good day, despite it being another great day, you know, you still will make mistakes like that all the time.
It's a bit of a
But
random...
this is $2 in the money.
There's no... Well... See, I only consider mistakes when you go against your plan. If you make a keystroke error, or you don't follow your plan, or just, I don't know, like that, to me, that's a mistake. Like a mistake isn't, like the trades, like it happens how it happens, so you get a win, but it's part of your plan, that's fine, it works. What is it called? Gaxos AI is halted to the downside with a 733 tap. So this is actually the second halt to the downside. If you're trading this one, it just gave up morning support and is headed right back to from whence it came yesterday, which was 550. When we say no one ever went broke taking profit, this is generally the gist of what we're talking about here. So, yeah, it sucks when that happens. But Pablo just asked in the chat, where are you going for the holidays for us? There's a lot of holidays in the year, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to. I am actually, next week, I'm going to spring training, but it's not really, I'm not going for holidays. This week is March break here. But we made the mistake of traveling during March break to spring training last year and just paying double for everything. So we're like, well, my daughter's in grade 1. I think she can miss a week of school, and it's not going to be the end of the world. So yeah, traveling's a lot of fun. Later on in the year, I'm going to Rome, so that should be a lot of fun. Sean, you went. That was fantastic. It'll be my first time ever going to Italy, so I'm excited for that. By the way, the last thing I should say is GXAI should be open up in about a minute. It's a 5-minute halt, I would suspect. Anyways, Be careful there.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here. We're going to London, England in the summertime, but nowhere.
Is that
Or recently. Same thing, yeah. So Neil and I, you know, because we've been here for so long, there's many different vacation spots that we have here at Real Trading that we go to all the time. So one's in Italy, as Neil just mentioned, one's in London, and there are a few others. By the way, Nvidia is just saying, yeah, smart guy over there, Sean, as of just taking out huge levels right now. Look at that reload at 08. We talked about possibly getting that reload, but there it goes. I'm going to be completely fine with missing this one. What's up, Oprah? Weight Watchers right now apparently coming through and looking to find out if there's going to be any buyers for them as they are looking for some kind of bankruptcy talk here. It's a downside move. It's only down 10%. I don't think it's too ridiculous up here, but it is starting to move around. I was just trying to take some shorts there. Okay, we'll go short right now. We did have to go in there and pay for them, but I don't really. We'll try it. We'll go short there. I'm going to take this. If it breaks up through 60 or so, then we'll get out of that. So we'll just watch out to see what's happening right now. It's probably going to halt, and if it does, I don't really want to be in it. So we may have to just consider watching this one right now for WW short at 40. Let's just put a bid somewhere lower. Like, let's put a bid somewhere like at 36. Maybe it will come back in and fill that. And then if we really get lower than that, let's just put a bid at 31s and move on. So right now, that's what we're doing. We've got Weight Watchers and we've got Intel on board right now.
I think we're supposed to call it WW, whatever. Everyone calls it Weight
Hey, it's WW International.
Yeah, WW International. But hey, man, like this the company's in trouble because of all of these GLPs, man. Let's be real. Like, how is that possibly good for them? Like when you can now pop a pill. When now you have multiple drugs, which are gonna somewhat solve part of the problem. They're under a lot of pressure, and maybe it does halt, maybe it doesn't. It actually didn't halt from This is a 3-minute chart, but 260 to 230. I mean, it could have halted there. I suppose it bounced off the band. That's the only thing I'll say, because it did move 10% to the downside in one candle. I got the first 1-to-1 on Amazon, but this doesn't look, it's not that strong of a bounce yet. It needs to get up to that high of the day. It hasn't been gigantic, but it has been one of the strongest stocks in the market, up that 1%. The Tesla bounce is now, I'm just going to move my order there. The Tesla bounce, I'm now canceling that breakdown at 170 because it's basically at 171. So there you go, 170 is a level. You can play it in either direction. This is exactly what happened yesterday with Apple.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? It got up to 174. I was waiting for the break, eventually gave up and said we're going short. And then Apple dropped $1. And today Tesla's doing it in the other direction.
Oh, yeah. Good trade here, guys. Yeah, WW International there. Nice move to the downside. We are now out of 70% of this one. Oh, hell yeah for WW right now as it starts to go down. And look what the heck is going on. Like I said, it's going to be a big day over here, but it would have been much bigger. Just playing that exact same trade that we had yesterday, going long Nvidia into the close. Oh man, that again is my bad. But you know, you guys trade for yourself, of course. And we screwed that one up for everybody. Well, we didn't screw up for anybody. I hope you guys got it. And then take it out if you want. Take it out there. You know what I mean? Like I said, so we've already hit our goal today. It's a great day to trade. We just put some more money in our pocket due to this trade here on WW. So let's, all right, see, here it comes right back up. So we talked about how much we had left on board on this name. We only had 30%, so that's how you know, I'm telling you these things. And here it goes back up to the upside. I'm gonna punch a little bit out there at 42 like I just did. So now we have 20% left. We're only short here at 40. Like I just mentioned, I definitely don't want to get caught in an uphalt in this name in case they find funding or something like that. Daryl, when you do get the story with WW, let us know exactly because I'm going to get another piece out now at 42 like I just did right there. So here we go. Now we only have 10% left. Very, very comfortable, man. This is house money. It's WW and it is a Dara.
So this 9fin is apparently reporting here that some of the lenders to Weight Watchers International, or WW, are basically hiring lawyers in order to prepare for debt talks with the company. So just some of its lenders apparently hiring lawyers with regards to potential debt talks. That's what I'm seeing right now with regards to WW.
This is a major problem.
That is a problem. That's, I mean, we don't need to tell you that that's bad. You don't have to be a financial analyst to understand that that is not even remotely good. Careful with SOUN. SOUN actually pulled back pretty decently here. The last dip was basically about this percentage, and the breakout was at 840. So a curl here and a wick bottom could give you one last breath back into the upside. I'm not reloading. I mean, the market's trying to bounce here, so I'm not yet reloading Amazon until it gets into I want to see it get down in here into VWAP. I'm willing to take it out for the tight stop. And again, it's everyone do you. Like I said, I would have a tight stop here and let it get into VWAP. We're able to get some profits, so we don't lose on the trade. And then we wait for maybe a better setup down at these bottoms. Now, Intel is slowing down. Look at it start to go sideways. We got the curl. It got to the second level. There's level 1. There's level 2. There's level 3. So it is dropping back down in. If it cannot break this local floor here at 62s, then I'm going to get out on the way back up to 70. Just want to respect what the market is doing. And the market has pulled back and wicked it, but now you're finding a little bit of support. And if we don't break that support to the downside, I don't want to be fighting anything too hard. LIC, Bitcoin is also making a move down. I never got Mara. That's the one. Remember it was like just short Mara?
Yeah, I remember I was talking about HUD 8, and you're like, Mara.
Like, Mara's weak. Yeah. Mara is still weak.
You're weak, Mara.
Yeah. I mean, forget about it. Like, you don't get pops in this thing. Now it's at the low of the day. Maybe just short to 20.
We have to ask Sharif about that one, because, oh, man.
No, it's bad. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it did originally hold that. Like, the first time it bounced off 23, it went to 33. And then it came in, pulled $10 back, and then held 22 like a champion for 3 days with a couple of bounces to 25. Like, that's not bad. Like, if you went 22 to 25, like, you're hardly complaining. And then that's not that hard of an out to just get out when maybe it breaks 21 even. I don't think you had any trouble seeing a trend break and getting out of that dip buy if you had it, because now it's probably trend to $15. But I mean, I don't know. Like, that's where my trigger finger would have been. If I was swinging it, I'm getting out underneath 21 because 22 was your level. So I want to get something underneath 20. This trend is insane, and even Bitcoin's starting to fall here. But there's been no volatility on Bitcoin today. Like, this IBIT just dropped 20 or 30 cents, but it is coming to the downside. That's the reason for at least wanting the low here on Mara.
Coinbase is going to haunt me. All right, Intel's getting back to the day's low again, so let's see if it does break through that 60, and then we'll see if we can test 50. That's the day low, so you're 10 cents away from that one. All right, Chef Joe, he's in the building. Let's spin this for Chef Joe. He's talking here about a $3,500, ripper on Nvidia. So let's see into the close again. Good luck to everybody. He says he is long. So shout out to Chef Joe, long in the chat on Nvidia. Smart move, my guy. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm not feeling better. I want everybody. I mean, we always want everybody to win here every single day, all of the time, and that's just not going to be possible all of the time. But we already got out, man. We got out for that $1.50. It just dropped back in again. I'm now thinking that honestly, we just watched this 50-period moving average. It hasn't broke it the whole way up. So why would it break it now? I mean, this is, and if it does, you can get out. So there is an easy way, very, very easy way to get into this trade right now. And then get out if you're wrong or if it breaks higher. So I feel like there is some possibilities there for that one. I'll tell you what my hesitancy is right now. If the market was up, see, the reason why I was long yesterday, and yesterday, if you guys noticed, if you were watching the show, I know you were, Chef Joe, Adam, and everybody else that was watching me yesterday. And if I can find it on my Twitter, whoopsies, then I can show it to you. Whoops, just hit the key there by accident. And that was simple. It was the market was up. You know, technology was huge. So we were buying Nvidia. I mean, we had an upside trend there yesterday in the market. Nvidia was starting to go. So we had no problems buying it. Now, although I can clearly see what's happening here, as Nvidia, just so funny that Sharif was just mentioning that he's done all this work that the market's following Nvidia. Now it's doing the complete opposite. But Nvidia making the move right now and just really, really strong to the upside. I wish that it was with the market because it would just been easier to get into this and hold on to it. So that's a problem right now for me, but still going upside. Congrats, Chef Joe and everybody else. We'll just ride, you know, this dog here into the night because Intel just continues to print for us. Again, it wasn't even the #1 stock today for me, but now it's gotten to #2 due to this most recent move. So good trade there. It overtook Nvidia.
Why did AMD drop? Because it's not Nvidia.
Valid.
That's the answer to. We always have we get questions like this, like why did this move happen? And I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, but really I don't know. There was no news just now on AMD. I can tell you that nothing actually dropped. The market is falling back in, so everything is once again flushing. It's good to be short. But, the answer is it's not Nvidia. Just because Nvidia is strong doesn't mean that AMD is going to be. That's just the way that it's been. So it's going to do its own thing.
Look at the move down.
But look at I just got the lows on Intel.
Oh, the futures.
Futures made a big move. So we get one in on the curl in Intel, and then each level, take it out at each of those levels. Mara actually just made a fresh low of the day as well. Yeah, that just got down through 1980 to 1970. I'm just going to trail this because that low, let's go to a 15-minute chart. Neil, what are you doing? It just broke this low, and then all you got is yesterday's bottom at 1930. Let's give it to 1950. The market just accelerated to the downside after doing absolutely nothing. So let's give it a chance to set downside. Rivian, I'll check in. I do have my target on Rivian, and it is 330, by the way. My target on Rivian was the 11.5. We want to get out in front of 11.5 on RIVN as everything flushes to the downside. Flesh.
There's Tesla. we could review our note where we said we're bearish today if you want, but right now there it is. It's a nice move to the downside now, making those moves lower. And I'm sorry, Chef Joe and everybody else, but Nvidia just tanked with it right there as a huge move downside in the market, taking this market down. And yeah, there it goes, man. Nice move for Nvidia. All the way back down in right now to the bottom of the range, I guess. But it's not out of line here on this move. I feel like we could buy a 905 break. So why don't we try to do that and see if we can get something back. Oh, it just broke 905. All right, so darn it. I was going to try to buy that break there back up, but unfortunately I didn't have the stop order set in. I should have just punched it in there. Oh man, we just talked about buying a 905 long. Okay, well, look, when you miss trades like that, it's all. I'm going to cancel it. It's all good, but at least it means you're reading it properly. So that was a good one, man. 905 right back to 907. But here's the move down in. Let's just wait. Adara, let us know if there was anything on the wire about a potential market move there. But it was a move back in. It just hit the lows of the day. And guess what, guys? Now, right there, Intel, put that on the board right now, because there goes Intel, man, and we talked about this. And if those of you that said that Sean had a 4-cent stop on this trade was right. So 4-cent stop to make 30, you know, we'll do that over and over again. Good trade there on Intel. Just stay the course. Coinbase short, Intel short, Tesla short, AMD short, Apple long. I mean, it's right there, and it's what's happening, and it's happening right in front of our face. So far, so good here on the day for all these trades.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. There was a bit of a bounce in the market there. NASDAQ got to the lows and bounced off the low of the day. So with that, trailing stops are going in. It's past 3:30. Remember, we don't get the early look on the imbalances. After I put this trail or adjust that trail on RIVN, I'm going to get to the individual names. I do think sometimes you get a little something on those individual names. It's been a while. You know, you were saying Ford had a big day. Ford was strong today, and we don't even look at that stock. GM, 1.7 million to the sell side. Early look, BAC, 1.9. KMI, probably doesn't matter. Rig, not a big deal. So it's really just General Motors. That's not a big mover, but Ford buy and bounce. Just because we don't look at this stock, I'm just going to show you the daily chart of Ford and observe what's been happening at $12 here. The 50 period held, wick underneath, and now it's bouncing right off $12, which is also the 50 period moving average. And the 200 period, it just broke that out today at 12.25. Technically, it actually looks pretty darn good. And guess what it's setting up for? Consolidation breakout at 12.50. And because I've said it, now it's not going to break 12.50 tomorrow, just like when I said the setup was there for NEO. NEO proceeded to stare right at it and then not break out the top. But you got to at least be watching it. 12.50 on Ford tomorrow.
Mara, red, Riot, green. Yeah, remember Mara had the
offering.
It was the offering. It was basically the offering that was the problem.
But also the earning.
Okay, so AMD will actually be slightly red. We screwed up there at 196. Is that my only trade today? Yeah. Okay, so we've done like, you know, we're slightly red on AMD, but you've seen me trade now Nvidia a couple times. And we could do the same thing right now on AMD. No, we can't actually. We should have been short up there at 197 off that high wick right there. Look at the volume spike. Look at that. That's short all day, baby. But again, we were too busy on other names. We can't trade them all, but we can. What we do trade has been very profitable. Look at that one. Oh my God, it looks even better when I look at it like this. Okay, but there's 197. That should have been a huge short, and should have just been put on right now. So that was just here. Wow, that was literally just now. Obviously, the market dumped, so we have to watch out for that. But yeah, we could have just had that right here, right now on AMD. When I zoom out, I didn't even realize that just happened. So 197 was 21, so 15 minutes ago or so. You know, we were right up here. good trade. Maybe we get back up there. Let's just be patient and wait for it. Like I said, our bet is made already. It's been a fantastic day. Intel's continuing to go lower into the basement. We did call this, so that's a good trade for us. Looking out for that. And again, the only trade that we've had today, Intel in the afternoon. Intel, we nailed Nvidia twice there. And then Microsoft is probably going to look great now, but we did take an L on Microsoft as we went short right there at 416. It gets as high as 416.50 and then dropping down $2 from there. So yeah, so far so good here today. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're getting ready to rock and roll with the market recap show. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're still here every single day despite the energy that we're putting forward to this show. We're going to give you 40 more minutes after. Try to be a half hour. Scan that QR code. It turns into a podcast if you can't be with us live. Thank you for the increased viewership on the market recap show. A couple decent earnings plays tonight, and we'll talk all about these trades today.
Oh, there's a few of them out there. It's not it's not the Super Bowl of earnings, but trust me, there's always something moving in the market, and there's always an opportunity out there. Now, Derek just put something in this would be a delayed reaction if this is actually what caused the market to move down, so I'm a little bit skeptical, but I'll read it anyways, is that Biden is aware of Putin's comments warning Russia is ready for nuclear war.
Biden is aware of those comments?
Yes.
Good. Well, he's the president. I'm glad he's aware of those comments.
I mean, I feel like that was almost 20 minutes ago, so that's actually a little bit before the drop. But if that's I don't know. Maybe that's it. It's entirely possible. The why sometimes doesn't matter. Like if all you could do is if you were long something, get out, and then it doesn't set back up again, don't get back into it, right? You don't have to. You just save yourself some money, man. There's no need to don't throw away money at the end of the day. Everything clearly turned. You could see how heavy the bids were. There was no bounce in sight. If you can catch a falling knife somewhere, good on you. I didn't have a real reason for it, so I just stuck with what we were in, and we'll go off of that. Tesla's going to come back to 170 here. That gets a little bit interesting getting into 350, because if it can't get back above the 170, there could be a curl off of that level. But obviously, that support was good until that market moved at 170. So I'd like to see support turn into resistance here off of that level. But it has to get back up. I don't want to try it here at 70. I want right at the 170 mark.
All right, so while I'm preparing for the market recap show, there's another $1 for you on Nvidia. So we just bought it. How about $2 on Nvidia? We're long right now at 905.25. So it's at 906.50 right now. Let's see if we can get this going again here on Nvidia, back up to the upside here, NVDA. So I'm just going to hold this. But hey, if you're trading and you like cash, then there it is, man. It's a $2 winner right there, back to back to back to back. As we go, another one for Nvidia, $2. Maybe you like $3 and decide to hold this. But there goes Nvidia off that bottom. We're going to hold this one now to the close. My out is 903 break. If it breaks 903, then we'll get out. Let's have some fun here with NVDA. Was that a call? Then let's go.
This part of the show brought to you by Trade Ideas. Real-time scanning and alerting used in our desk by many of our traders every day. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description for 20% off.
Check it out. Why not? Tesla did get back up to the 170 level. It got to 69.90 something. I didn't see if it was exactly 94 or 95. On the way back in, I got 85s. My stop it's about 20 to 25 cents worth of risk. If it gets to 50, I take some out. If it gets to the low of the day, we assess it at that particular point. So it's 337, and we have some time till we get the imbalances, but the market did roll over. I want to play in the direction of the trend to go into the end of the day. I have a trail on Rivian. I've got a trail on Mara, but we just got into Tesla back off that 170 level. Apparently, Ash is saying coin is still going, probably, because Bitcoin is still, no, actually Bitcoin bounced a little bit, so coin just really stinks. Because Bitcoin actually bounced off of VWAP there, if my VWAP is correct. There's VWAP, coin just bounced off of it. Sorry, BTC just bounced off it, or IBIT, which is what I like to track. I'm going to look at IBIT from now on. So Sean has the price of Bitcoin. It's at 73,000. It actually just held just underneath 73,000, but coin's at 250.
Every time I hear Coinbase say, I'm going to be enraged because
someone asked it.
No, that's great, man. I mean, I'm glad we're talking about Coinbase. It is a sticky note name, so I can't, be hating on that one. It's just, we were short up here at 270 $20 ago. Okay, now, just quickly, Nvidia there went up to that 908. And remember what I said, it's trading like technically perfect. Like it just went up there and touched it. So that was 250 there if you wanted that trade. So, sorry, wait a minute, we're long at 05. That was 0850, 350 there if you wanted that. So again, be careful. We just threw out $3 and we're going down to the bottom here at 903 break. So the risk to reward here is fine for us. Let's see if this goes up to the upside, and let's throw over to Adara.
ADM flushing to the downside here on really strong volume. Report coming out here from Reuters saying that the U.S. Justice Department is probing accounting practices on ADM's ethanol trading desk. The probe is going to be examining whether or not the company improperly accounted for hedges in its ethanol trading unit. Earlier, we had this move to the downside on this name when it initially announced that there was going to be an audit into the company. So the latest in a series of investigations for Archer Daniels Midland ADM, guys.
Yeah, they can't get out of their own way. And look, sometimes I'm going to show you something. Like sometimes you might have what starts as a bad trade or something you're not happy with. You just got to sort of stay the course. My first trade on Rivian is about as poor as it's going to get. Two things happen. One, I liked 1240 all afternoon yesterday. You watched the afternoon show. I sat in the short off of 1240 all afternoon and nothing happened. It then tagged 1240 and I missed that short. I then got the lower high and stopped out. But then it put another lower high off 12 and now you're seeing it flush. We get out, take profit in the scalp trade, but when it breaks the low, give it to another level down, and now the momentum is also starting to fall in. I just got some out in Tesla in front of that 50 level. The market is still trying to bounce. So I'm not going break even. I'm going actually literally at 170 on Tesla. Breaks 170, I'm just going to be out. And Mara is actually starting to rebound. So I do have a stop right in that 1990. I'm short at 91, and I'm getting back out if Mara takes out 1990. So we're still net short. And back to Adara, more news.
Yeah, we have a story here coming out for Disney. Just be aware the stock not reacting too much. But DIS on watch here after some more comments coming out from Trian and Nelson Peltz. Coming out here, basically they're saying that Disney was slow to adapt to streaming. It paid too much for its Fox acquisition. A lot of these comments have to do with regards to its media margins, some of its media decisions. They don't oppose Bob Iger. His re-election, they're saying they don't have an issue with his service as CEO, but they do have an issue with two incumbent nominees for the board. Their main issue seems to be they do want those board seats there. So some more comments with regards to Trian and Disney in that ongoing battle, DIS, guys.
I mean, Intel, I was just tweeting this out there. We're just sort of stacking this up here into the end of the day. Thanks for that. We'll have to check that out because of Disney and how much we've invested in that name. But yeah, I mean, Intel just continues to bleed down. We always wish that we had held everything, but we did have our out and we took it. So now we just have a small piece left on Disney there. But again, it was a name that we wanted, or on Intel. This is a name that we wanted to focus on, that is for sure. So here we go again, man. Nvidia right back to 908. So it's right back to this level. Let's see what the futures do, but here's another opportunity for you guys to capture that $2. So I'm not going to do it. Doesn't mean that it's not available to you. There's $2 winner. One more time, cash it out. I am not. I like this for a little bit longer. We'll just see what happens here into the close, but it is 942. And like I said, 942, 342. And it's just one of those things where we've had a great day today. We're going to finish hopefully with no LFT. So let's just let this ride and see if we can really make this a special day. Okay, so here it goes. Nice upside move. We should probably cover some Intel and just get out of this and then see what happens at the end of the day. We are starting to go upside again. We've had multiple dollar winners today. And here's another $3 right here. So again, we talk about this. Trade your style. If you want the big winners, that's why I'm telling you, this is probably one you could look for. But at just touching one more time, if $3 is in your wheelhouse and that's something that you want to take on this trade, it's available to you right now. So do you, and let's just all have some fun as Intel making the moves back into the bottom again.
Flush City right now for some name. I mean, some things are bouncing, but I want a quick shout out to Fabian threw this in our chat. This is us, and now I'm just looking at myself, which I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. It's just going to keep going. But we're now on. Check us out on Twitch. Anywhere we can be, we're going to be right there. So check us out on Twitch, tradertv.live. So we're always trying to be somewhere new and do more for you guys out there. So another place you can check us out. As we said, you've now got the day is longer. We're starting at 8 o'clock with the dashboard, then we go live at 8:30. You've got the aftermarket until 4:30. We do some more stuff. We were trying to bring back lunch money. We do have some plans for that. But we got the lesson of the day that's coming through. We have Learn to Trade for you guys, so we're always trying to give you a little bit more. Now you can find us there. And don't forget, if you've got your smartphone, which Fabian keeps moving mine out of reach for some reason. I don't know, they keep moving my phone from here to like over on a side table. I don't know why. But there's now the mobile version of the stream, which is doing really well. So if you like viewing it on your phone instead of watching while you're trading on your PC or your laptop, whatever it might be, we got that for you as well. With only 5 minutes till the imbalances, and the market is seemingly attempting to bounce. Like anything that's still falling, the market has now bounced 30 points. So my trail went from 80s to 75s to 70s on Rivian, and we're just going to try to let it go here. Tesla could not get past the 50s. I'm just going to leave it at 70 unless it breaks down. If it makes a fresh low, then I'll move the trailing stops. Once it breaks a fresh low, then we can work to something else. And if you're still watching out for, oh yeah, it was Amazon. Like sometimes I had no reason to go long here, but that wick bottom, that last bottom, actually gets you back to VWAP. Now, this is different from going long VWAP the first time. I'm not going long just because it happens to be at VWAP. It's 345. I think this is now starting to look weak. It's a good thing that it got back into VWAP, but I don't see a long there. I aborted the long on that stock right in here. And sometimes that's the best you can do. If you like something for a long and it's weak, your best bet is to at least get out. Reversing short could have worked, but that was never in the plans. There's enough things out there that you could short to be sure. And Finch Jane, Palantir at 25. It's a little late in the day to go bottom picking on Palantir. I don't know, this one might be done for tomorrow, but 25 good level for tomorrow on Palantir. You can see it was a great reversal, 5 days in a row, potentially on some insider selling. Maybe that's all of it. It was like 7 million shares that got sold. If it's going to make another step up, higher lows all the way. So I would be looking for longs over 25 tomorrow, though.
It's funny. I talked about that note that we put out about on my Twitter about like a trader is kind of never happy and you need to change that up. And like I said, today's going to be a great day. We're at the high of the day and everything like that. But I'm always trying to think about, how can I get better? How can I do something better all of the time? And that's, so right now, like I said, despite having a great day, and I have so much stuff to do today, it's not even funny. But at the end of the day here, I'm gonna think about this trade, and that was Coinbase just down into 250, back right down here when we wanted the short today. We got hit early on it. We finally found a top. And then it faded right back down. So, this is going to be something that I'm always going to think about. And again, it is so true. It's like my P&L does not reflect my mood anymore. Like I've been doing this for so long now that all I really do this for is the competition of the market. Try to beat the market every day. Try to be green every day, and then try to beat myself. And honestly, just try to be the best trader you can be. And, that's why we talk about real trading. If you are interested in joining a floor like ours, please come do it right now. We talked about great trading today from Wayne, a lot of different guys behind us coming through again. But come through, man. Realtrading.com. It's a great opportunity. They're our #1 sponsor. And I've been here for 23 years, 22 years or so, and it's been a great one. So, I've learned a lot on the show, of course, but definitely a lot from the trading platform. And I've only ever used one trading platform, and that's this one. So yeah, shout out to everybody. And again, thank you for the continued support here at Real Trading and at Trader TV Live. So, you know, keep up the good vibes on that one, and good luck with all of the trading for everybody. Here goes Nvidia all the way up. Like I said, we have 5% left of Intel. This is dirt on my shoulder, literally. We're waiting for Intel. We're waiting for Nvidia to see if it wants to go. But once again, Neil, there's another $3 winner. It's the same damn one. You could keep taking it. You could reload it.
It's like a minute to imbalance.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want, man. A minute till imbalances. And with a red day, this thing could crack lower. But like we said, man,
it's a deceiving red day, because if you pull the chart out a little bit,
yeah,
you realize that, like, I just got trailed out of Nvidia and not Intel and Tesla, but if that's Rivian still, I just hit enter once, so I hit it again. It's very, very deceiving to say Nvidia is down today. I understand the first move was down, but the actual trend since 9:45, that's 9:45 in the morning, that's an uptrend on the stock. That is an upward trending stock the entire way. I hit it and quit it. Maybe it can carry through that 9:10. It did so in yesterday's trade. That's not a real wick. That high is like 9:15 or so. Obviously, it only got to 9:15. But I think it's sometimes deceiving when you look at that percentage. And guess what else is strong? We always talk about Nvidia, SMCI back at the high of the day. This and 12,000 have a collision course. And by the way, it's only next week when it gets added to the S&P 500, if you think it can't start to do more. Yeah, the chips are where it's at right now, and the imbalance is about to drop. I'm going to cancel my stop orders and wonder why I have some pending orders out there that should not be there. Let me just, yeah, I didn't need those out there. The imbalance has just dropped. Didn't want orders that wasn't intending on taking fills. There we go. Intel is 2 million to the sell side. That's the big standout. I mean, TLT, we see it there, and it never seems to mean anything. GM, 1.7 million to sell. Shop, 1.5 million to buy on Shopify. You don't usually see Shopify in the imbalance locator. GE's there for about 1 million shares on the buy side. That's not that big. I don't see any of the... There's Apple, 860,000 to the sell side. The overall is only 75 million to sell, so it is a pretty mixed one, where I'd say Shopify stands out, but then Shopify didn't move. 1.5 million on Shopify is a good number for an imbalance. It's only done 6 million shares, but you can see not a lot happening here. I'll keep it up just to see if something happens.
So we will end the trade for another good one, as we reloaded numerous times down there, up there on Intel, and then it just, you know, we were, again, it wasn't a huge piece, but we'll take advantage of that imbalance and bring it back down. What about just like 913 or something? I don't know if Nvidia is going to fill up there, so we'll wait to see if it does get up there. But again, if you like the trade and you want to hold it good, shout out to Chef Joe and everybody else that's holding this trade possibly into tomorrow. But right now, there goes Nvidia. We have to be flat at the end of every day, so I'm just going to do that same strategy that I've been doing. Let's see if we break higher here, and if it doesn't, then we'll stop out lower. We're playing with so much house money today, but we don't want to make wrong decisions. That doesn't mean that. But here comes Nvidia. We were going to hold this till like a 903 break right there, and if it does that, then it does that. I'm willing to do this. 910. You know what? Maybe if we just get back to 910, like, it would be another $5 winner. Like, I know it sounds like maybe that's a little bit, I don't know if that's a lot or not. I mean, people can make their own decisions on that. But let's just take it out if it does happen, and then we can bitch about it into the closing show when we wonder why we got out. But let's see if it goes up. We'll take $5 if we can get it, and just start to tap it off right there. So, yeah, Tesla. You were just in it, but again, there it is.
It doesn't break 50s, actually.
This is the number one name here today for me, Tesla, by far. It's not even close. So we really hit that one. It's the number 2 idea on the sticky note, and yeah, we're just waiting for Nvidia now. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, still nothing on Shopify is still nothing. 1.5 million, and you don't even go anywhere. It is what it is. We'll be happy today. Yesterday was a bit rough, but we're able to get back and then some. So, try to keep the losers small. The market's going to give you a chance every single day, and it gave you a plethora of chances here today. The last one's out. Oh, goodness. Good thing I didn't leave that nonsense order out. That would have been nasty. Rivian actually going even lower. So we got out at 1170. This is down 5.5%. Remember, this is it's about to break where it broke out from, break downside where it broke out from on the release. So when they had the R2 release, this went on a bit of a tear. It's about to give that up. If it, okay, it's not quite there yet, but like 10 more cents or an open underneath 1160, and it's right back to square one for Rivian and that $10 level. So this is still under pressure. There's no, I don't see, I was checking Scott H for an imbalance on SOUN. I'll check again. I didn't see anything, but I'll check again for you. Those smaller names tend not to have imbalances that are of any significance, but I don't mind double checking the locator for you.
Okay. All right, back to me. So we'll, let's check in on Weight Watchers here because, so, oh yeah, so we did get stopped out when it broke. I mean, I knew we got stopped out when it broke the high. Just wasn't sure if we got filled down there. But again, we say this on the show all the time. It doesn't really matter the style of trade that you have. Like this is another one there. I traded today. Nvidia is a $900 name. This is a $2 name. You know, we took cash on that one. Coinbase, like a crazy violent name, right? AMD, oh man, what a missed opportunity on AMD. We missed it earlier up here. We talked about that, and then right there at 197. Let's keep an eye on 197 for AMD. Okay, Nvidia, this has to be the push now, right? So it's going to take 08, hopefully, and then we'll see if we can get something up and around 10s on this. But there it is. It just stopped again at 08. Like it needs to take 08. So there it is. So it just took 08. So we need to get up into this area. We are at 0950. If we can get this, man, there's another $4 to top off the day. It just stopped at 09. Let's see what happens here with Nvidia. Just one more little push, guys. And then we've had ourselves a day. What's up, Adara?
Another quick update with regards to WW9fin. So that's the news place that brought us the initial news on this Weight Watcher move. Now saying that WW has hired Gibson Dunn, which is this international law firm, to prepare for these debt talks. Just another quick update with regards to a law firm reportedly attached to this WW debt discussion, guys.
Yuckity yuck. There was an imbalance on SOUN, but it's not very big. It was only 150,000 shares. And I know it spiked, but this stock has done 150 million shares today. So in the grand scheme of things, yes, it is going higher on a buy imbalance, but that's not really that big of an imbalance. But keep in mind, there is a loose relationship between these guys and Nvidia. Right? Like the reason it's going is because of the Nvidia investment in them. So maybe you're getting a little bit of a bounce here. It's like dual. It was already running. Nvidia caught a bid, and it had a buy and bounce, and you get like that trifecta that has SOUN running. Obviously, like I'm not going to complain about a day that's good, but clearly could have done a little better with the long by playing dip buys, because the breakout, who cares about the breakout? When you get a dip buy once and miss, then this one in here, right back at the 830, is a pretty solid setup. And that happened right at about 3:30 in the day. Shout out to you, D-Loaf. Appreciate you. And congratulations. D-Loaf, thanks for the super chat. Real Trading Campus Program. Phase 3, Level 5. Here we come.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. I passed level. I go live and join the family. Turn me up, Lars. Shout out to Deal and Sean. Shout out to you, and congrats, D-Loaf. We appreciate you. The campus program, which we have plugged, if you are, they still run the campus program here at Real Trading. If you are located within Canada, I don't know if they're still doing applications. I don't know when the next class is. We'll let you guys know. But shout out to you, D-Loaf. Really happy for you there as well. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Like everybody's journey starts somewhere, and you never know like what market you're going to inherit when you start, or what style of trade you're going to do. So, good luck to you. This is a good market to be starting out on, because we have a lot of volatility in it. 3 minutes to go here. I won't be taking any new positions. I said I've canceled all my stops. Tesla does actually end up breaking the low of the day. Yeah, there goes Tesla through the lows. So I end up having I tell you where my stop is. I had it's more like a trailing stop. We did get some profit there, but it ends up breaking out that top and right back into the low of the day. So Tesla finishing 4.5 down. This stinking to the downside. Rivian to the downside. These EVs under a tremendous amount of pressure. You had Coin and Mara. Both these names without Bitcoin crushing, by the way. Bitcoin didn't crush. Coin to the downside. tomorrow with a late bounce, but again, ending up on the lows of the day. If this doesn't claim 20, I'm still thinking, why isn't this headed down towards $15? That's all I gotta say. Could be headed down to 15 bucks. Looking pretty nasty. I'm only 2 minutes to go here. And yeah, no, like I said, there was no really big imbalances. The overall was 75 million, and that's about it.
I don't know. I just sat back down here right now. I went to go get some water for the closing show. And I don't know if you guys noticed this or not. Oh, man. All right, so we get that trade. We just got filled right there for Nvidia. That's another $4. So put that on the board right there. And as we said, man, good day overall today. Thank you so much for watching. We just got that 09s. So good trade. You see the tick. So there it is. There it is. $4, $1.50. That's $4, $1.50. So that's $5.50. And then we just went 05s to 09s. So that's $5.50 plus 4. $9.50 today. Good day. I'll see everybody in a bit. Take them home, Neil.
Yeah, we're going to take them home. It's a good day, good week, good month. And on top of that, we get some earnings tonight, but you got a couple of biggies tomorrow. One of them, we haven't really talked about it too much. Maybe we got mentioned yesterday, I know for sure. 100%. Actually, no, it was Monday. It was Adobe. But you got some other ones that are going to run. We always talk about catalysts for earnings. We always talk about you don't know where the money's going to come from. Do not sleep on the nonsense that happened on U.S. Steel and Weight Watchers. Both those got absolutely shellacked late in the day. I would suspect they are going to be in play again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. But the market, it's the same rules, and it's the same stocks that you might be looking at, but it's new opportunities. That's what I love about it. As we get to the bell in 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it. And the market is now closed. We end up down 0.8% on the NASDAQ, not the best. The ES almost got back to green, closing down 0.16%. Just double checking Nvidia with a close-ish, 909-ish. I didn't really see the actual print there. And SMCI ended up closing near its high as well. If you are watching the unfortunate aforementioned WW, they did end up closing on the low of the day here. So this is a daily chart of WW. It's going to be SSR tomorrow. Obviously bad news there. And yeah, looking pretty nasty. There wasn't that much of a recovery, unfortunately. IK, Eli Lilly, we didn't really talk too much about Eli Lilly. It was Amazon that we thought was more in play. Want to give a big shout out, as always, to Fabian and Ramin, not just for constantly moving my phone, which apparently is not allowed to sit on the desk in front of me anymore for reasons that are unknown to me, but also for making us look and sound. Oh, okay, so apparently my phone can't be near to my, this pack. That's what I've been told. Like, my phone can't be near to my, that's like the microphone pack. I have no idea why. It's just a Google Pixel. Why would it be my phone? Particularly. But hey, we look and sound good. Thank you guys so much. We're on Twitch now. You guys got to check that. We now also have the stream on the mobile version, which is fantastic. I want to shout out to both of them for that. Middle of the day, great lesson, volatility, how you can take advantage of it. And thank you very much to both Sharif and Adara for that. Shout out to Brandon as well on the 1s and 2s. We are now ready to get back to the desk. It is the market recap on a hump day. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Traders stay late. We haven't said that in a while, and I want to thank you guys for staying late again with us as we do the market recap show. Wow, I was just saying to Adara what kind of a day that was. We took 950, and we just showed you all the trades where we took those on Nvidia today. $9.50 on 3 trades. So we'll do that. I mean, you could get that on 1 trade, but it is all about piecing things together. That's Nvidia. I'm going to take a drink here. Cheers to everybody. Man, we had a day today. All right, we got Chris Bretcher lined up. We got Lennar coming through. I do want to, I got to regroup a little bit sometimes, right? We do want to bring to you Benzinga Platform Pro right now, bringing us all the news here today. We will wait to see if there is anything coming through on Lennar. And as soon as they do, that's the only name that I wrote down there on the, we have the rundown. How do I get the, oh, there, I'll do that. Oh no, I pushed the rundown button. Uh-oh, okay, so we pushed the rundown button by accident. Ooh, I like that better. I'm gonna have to fix that in case I do that again. There it is. It is the rundown right now. We've got Lennar. There's probably some other names. Honestly, I was way too busy into the close to do anything with that. So that's what that is. You know what? Let's just take a look at, actually, you know what? Let's do the sector view first. So we had, what is XLRE? Oh, real estate. Okay, I feel that. Normally the real estate one is IYR that I look at, I believe. But XLRE there, real estate down today, 0.63. What was up today? We actually had a good day for energy stocks. So there's XLE here. It's getting way toppy in my opinion. The RSI up here at 73 right now for XLE, but what a great day. And honestly, bang, bang, bang. We've been loving XLE. We've been talking about buying this name. We hold this. We don't own too many energy stocks as individuals, but we do own the XLE services here. This is a good one, man. Select Spider Fund. Nice move to the upside. I actually own I think it's ZEO, but it's a Bank of Montreal one. It's like a 5 or 6% dividend that's included in that, but it looks a lot like this. Energy to the upside today. Why, you might say? The U.S. Energy Information, the EIA, comes out today and with a surprising 1.5 million drawdown on oil reserves today. So they were expecting only 1.3. They got 1.5. So a little bit more of a drawdown than they were expecting. Therefore, demand for oil, therefore prices go up. And you can see today, nice move up there for XLE. What did USO wind up today? Oh yeah, nice little 2.3%. So we'll go bang on that one. We like it. I just filled up the other day at a great price, so we're pretty happy with the gas tank. I do have to put more in car two coming up. What was hit today? Really strange, man. Uranium continues to go to the downside right now. You want to talk about something that's at a lower RSI. As far as ETFs are concerned, 30 is pretty cheap. You're down to 42 and change on uranium worries. Again, energy. I thought energy would have worked in this space, but apparently it's not uranium, and that's trying to make lower lows right now. Breaking through this $26, watch out for that. UNG, as oil goes up, UNG going down, man. No supply, no demand for nat gas right now, and it's been really, really killed. UNG can't find a base at all, and every day, just downside. I'm gonna try to, I always zoom the wrong way. Roll up, Sean. There it is right now. You know what? I'm gonna put a little sticky note. Fabian, make a sticky note that says, zoom in, roll up. Sticky note. So I can put it right on my screen. Zoom in, roll out, right there. So there it is. UNG does make a nice move up. You know what? Like, it's pretty hot in here, right? Is it hot in here, Ramin? Yeah, okay, good. It's hot in here. And the thing is, it's 18 degrees, so it's like 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Mr. Chris Bretcher, what's the weather like where you are? We'll ask him when he comes on. But right now, a very gorgeous day. Oh, and you can go find, look at this right here. We went and did the walk, talk, and all about stock. I don't know if it's on Instagram or not. Marissa, did you put it on there? There it is right here. Look at the, she did? Okay, good. Look at this beautiful day here in sunny Toronto, Ontario. And I want to thank everybody for the nice comments on there as we talk about our big trade of the day, which was Intel. All right, shout out to everybody that's watching me right now, Matt. How many of you are here? Wow, Path. Oh yeah, we forgot about UiPath. Duh, I should have wrote that on the board. What's up with UiPath? UiPath, a heavily shorted name. Current debt, not good, 65 million. That's not bad, actually. Earnings per share of 12 cents. UiPath right now shooting to the upside. Let's flip her around. There's the minute chart for UiPath, starting to go back up to the upside right now. So nice take. I wanted to find what its short percentage was. Not that much there. I think this surprised you and me and Neil before. When we looked at the UiPath earnings report, it was only 4% short. Let me go call up Benzinga Pro and find out exactly what is up with that report. Yeah, it's 4%. I saw that. All right, so I don't see it here on Benzinga unless I've missed it. Let me just type in here path. And again, I'm not going to report something that I don't see. So I don't see it on here. We'll have to wait, but it looks like it is out right now. Anything else hit that we might want to look at right now? We were looking for Sentinel. That could, I think it was, right? Was that supposed to come out now? Symbol S. But right now, Robinhood coming out with net deposits. I don't think that's going to make anything, but that looked like a good deposit number there for Robinhood. So stupid of me investing in SoFi instead of Robinhood. Wow. Wow, nice move up there for Robinhood. Look at Robinhood on the daily chart. Guys, we were asked, or I think I asked this question. I think I actually made a poll for this. And it was when Robinhood was breaking out. And I selected Robinhood, but put my money not where my mouth is and still stayed invested in SoFi. Robinhood clearly breaking up right there. And I like Robinhood. Now they get a higher deposit for the month, and they thought, look at this. Come on, I'm going to make this is going to make me sick if we continue to look at that. So that's fine. Let's see what Tesla's doing. We had a big trade on Tesla today, man. Wow, now down into 168 and puking all over itself again. You want to talk about a bang sticky note today? Wow, wait till we get to that sticky note review. Everything on there was super, super hot fire, and Tesla was by far P&L #1 today, and going lower, man, which we still held on to that. All right, what else was doing some damage? XLK today, kind of funny, moving in an opposite direction of what it was yesterday. XLK moving to the downside. Again, we have this marked here instead of the Qs, but still the NASDAQ 100. It's not technically the NASDAQ 100 because it's a technology fund, so it's not going to mimic the Qs one for one. I will put the Qs back on here, though, because we don't even have SPY on here, do we? I don't know. I got to talk to Michael about this. I can just add them myself. But there's the SPY. Oh, maybe it is. It was only 0.14 today for the SPY, so we'll have to watch out for that one on the daily. And again, still highs for the SPYs. High for the SPYs. I like that one. So what was XLK today? XLK was down 1%. The Q's down 0.73. So there is a little bit of a different relationship there between the NASDAQ and the XLK. But look what else is popping off right now. I got to say a big shout out to my boy Mateo. What up, Mateo? Hope you're doing well. There in the back, a former trader on the floor, now works with Real Trading in the back. You're going to see right now FXI. Me and that guy talked all about Alibaba, and we're like, dude, we buy in this name. We're long at 72 on Alibaba as it continues to make moves back to the upside. Yeah, man, U.S. Steel, I see what you're talking about there, Mauricio. Yeah, U.S. Steel downside right there on the daily chart. Giving back everything all year for U.S. Steel. You know, good to come in if you get that, but now nice breaking. Watch out for $40 long. There was some traders on the floor. I think Justin and so on had some nice trades there today. I think Neil was trading U.S. Steel. We had some good U.S. Steel trades today, bouncing off that $40 mark. Is S out yet? Let's go find out and have another drink. Honestly, we talked so much today. Wow. Probably not any different than normal, though. All right, so here goes S. Wow, okay, is it out? I would say yes. So let's go find out now what Sentinel-1 is saying. And again, I'm just going to have to look at Benzinga because we talked about this last time. When Carvana came out, it wasn't out, and it was ripping around everywhere. We were looking at it. We didn't have it here until eventually it came out. So unfortunately, right now, I'm still not seeing S. If you guys have it, fine, but it is moving around right now. Sentinel-1. This is as of 4:10 right now on the big board. Okay, there's here. I hear here, but I do not see Sentinel-1. So we'll wait for that one to come through. And by the damn way, wow. Fabian, my guy. Bang, 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 bang. Bitcoin. Now, this is a weekly chart. We know what's happening with that. It's so to the upside. But look at the 1 minute. We are getting back to all-time highs as we speak right now on Bitcoin, trying to take out 73.4 and moving higher. There it goes right now. We talk about it a little bit and Bitcoin gets going. So we really like Bitcoin. Look, we have done real well on Bitcoin. And by the way, you know what? I can probably just go like this, copy this, paste this over here because I want to see Solana. Did I not paste that? There it is. The reason is, how do I go into here? Markets. Let's find Solana. Where's SOL? There. Oh, 160. We like Solana. We sold some of this at lunch. We sold this at 158. But 161 going, we talked about that. We had some unstaking happen on Solana. And then I was just like, I wanted to unstake that ASAP. The move that this thing has had, so we took some Solana. And actually, from staking, I wound up earning like 2.8 or something SOL. So Solana. So that turned out to be real well. Now worth 161 back up there to the upside. Starting to take names, Solana. So congratulations again to everybody trading some Bitcoin, IBIT, and the rest of them. I'm going to ask Chris what he also thinks about Bitcoin. But there's Sentinel-1 making the move back into the downside. Again, I don't have the, I do have the report. I do have the report. We can now report it out. It's breaking news, but not for long. on Sentinel-1 and UiPath. Sentinel-1 is now out. We have adjusted EPS of 2 cents negative, beating minus 4 cents. That's nice. Sales of 174 million. That's it. Beating 169. Looks like it's a top and bottom beat for S. So you might say, then why down 10%? I will find out more about the guide when I can. But let's go over to UiPath. Let's look at the reaction of the stock. Basically nothing, so let's go over to the numbers now for UiPath. Adjusted EPS right here, 22 cents, beating the 16 cents estimate, so bang on that. And again, it looks like a top and bottom again, beating on sales and beating on EPS. UiPath seems to be a hold my beer type of situation by not doing anything, but now it's starting to break upside a little bit. Not doing anything, up 7% right there. What am I talking about? 24 to 27. Good one. Nice call there on UiPath. Starting to go up to the upside. On the daily, uh-oh. All right, tomorrow's trade today. Path long. Look at this. Taking out right now $27 on the daily chart for UiPath. Starting to go higher. Look, traders stay late. Other traders are gone. You know, gone. We're staying late with you. And it's to talk about these kind of trades. We got UiPath going on right now. We got Sentinel-1. We got Chris Brecher coming in a minute. Let me know when this guy's ready because we'll bring him on immediately. Then let's go. It's Chris Brecher. Chris, we had ourselves quite the day today. I hope you were trading. We had some wild moves in this market, but I guess it depends on what you were looking at. NASDAQ up, down 0.7 today. SPY kind of flat. Anything tickle your fancy? I like the shirt, my guy.
Well, I promised myself I'd wear this shirt the first day it broke 70 here, so sorry to rub it in.
Boom. No, you're not rubbing anything in, man. We are almost at 70. We're at like 67, 68. Remind everybody where you're located.
In Atlanta, North Atlanta.
So they call it Hot Atlanta. You know, up here, apparently everybody thinks that running around Toronto is like a bunch of Eskimos and stuff. We've got great weather up here in Toronto. Mr. Chris Brecher, you have an invite from me. Anytime you're here, let's go out to dinner. I want to take you around Toronto and show you what kind of a city this is.
That'd be great.
All right, yeah, man. Have you ever been?
No, I've never been to Toronto. I'd love to go.
Hey, we'd love to have you. Okay.
Can I trade from there?
Yeah, of course you could trade for. You could trade, but you could be right beside me. We have a full show the trading floor when you get a second, Fabian. We're on the trading floor right now, 20 plus computers. And Chris, I will kick them out for you, my guy. As soon as we get a look, we will have that right now. Did you trade anything today?
Yeah, the only thing we traded more active was some of the Bitcoin stocks against each other.
Perfect.
So what I mean by that is, even though Bitcoin, in fact, if you had a minute, I was going to go over the halving of Bitcoin next month and what that means to the mining stocks. So what we were doing, though, was watching Bitcoin, but I didn't really care about Bitcoin itself. I cared about coin. So when coin started getting nailed on the left, we were shorting CLSK on the right.
Right. Oh,
so the companion stock. So I didn't short coin, but we shorted CLSK right here and bought it back at 1705. It's not a big move, but it was the correct direction. So we're definitely looking at shorting the Bitcoin stocks when they have like little trend line breaks.
We like CleanSpark. We like some of that. But Chris, you know what? I just asked everybody in the chat because we are traders and we're staying late. So we're going to ask the traders if they want to talk about BTC and what's up with mining. There's the floor, Chris. Can you see anything right now? So we have a couple of computers as we can zoom in and around. I don't know if you want a 4-monitor setup, a 2-monitor setup. I got you next time you're here. There we go. That's Obi going over some charts, and that's what we're doing right now. That's right behind us. And then I sit right there throughout the day. And look, can you come over here? That's where I'm sitting right now. There I am. Hey, what's up? So we are right here live on the trading floor. That's a little bit. Clip it. Let's do that. Let's clip that, and we can put that on social media. I think it's pretty cool to see the floor, but you are welcome here anytime, Chris. So, all right, there it is. Yeah, everyone. Hey, everyone's shouting out you, Obi. Traders stay late. He's the only couple of them here today. Shout out to Obi. Okay, Chris, explain that to me, because the halving, we've seen Mara get basically crushed off earnings. It was up to $30, and Come over to my screen real quick. I just want to review a couple things. People want to talk a little bit about UiPath. UiPath, guys, still holding highs, up 8%. I really like UiPath for a break higher through $27 tomorrow. So that's going to be a good one. The other name that came out was Sentinel-1. That's falling down. And honestly, Lennar's pretty boring, guys. I'm not too worried about that one. But let's go over right now. Chris, I see you loading up UiPath. You want to talk about that? I think it's a good name, but I like the fact that it's breaking out on the daily. And whenever we get breakouts like that, we saw Oracle the other day break out past that 120, head up to 130. That was a nice break on Oracle. Is anything up with UiPath as far as you can see? Would you be longing this tomorrow or fading off that top?
I don't know about that with that stock. I'm looking at it in here. The only problem I have with that is it's going to be overbought on a daily chart if I use a MACD. And it's going to be overbought right at that gap fill in that area around 26. So that scares me a little. I really think the big money is going to be made, but don't laugh, but it's going to be on the downside in the Bitcoin miners in the next month.
Well, then let's go. I'm not trying to laugh about that. I want to find out why, because there are a lot of traders that are part of this mining environment. I mean, Mara's been a great trade for a lot of traders, going from 10 all the way up to 30. Now it's falling back down in, and traders do want to know what is the plan of action here for some of these mining stocks. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Chris. Let's go.
Sure. Bitcoin is halving next month,
right,
which doesn't mean a split of the stock. It means that they reward the miners with half as many coins. So a lot of people say, pardon me?
That sounds more like a punishment than a reward, you know? It's like, I did my chores, and I used to get like, one bike ride a week, and now I only get half a bike ride a week, or what's up with that? But anyways, all right, so that's what's happening so far. So let's, sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. So a lot of people are saying, well, Bitcoin will go up because the supply of Bitcoins will go down, which I totally understand. But on the other hand, the coins are going to make less money. So there are a couple of ways. I wanted to show you what happened last time. So this was in April 11th of 2000.
Okay.
It's really, really, really interesting. Well, at least I think it's interesting. But everything with the stock market I think is interesting. Even though this probably isn't a stock, but I'll show you what we're talking about. So here's December 2020 on the left. That's Bitcoin. And you'll see that when they announced the halving, Bitcoin exploded. I mean, it almost doubled. But watch what happened on the right to MicroStrategy on a daily chart. And it went straight down. So one of them went, so it went up. But when Bitcoin went to a new high at that horizontal line from February, MicroStrategy was down 30 points. So the miners went down even though Bitcoin went up. So I just thought you'd think that was really, really interesting. Look at Riot.
I do.
Now, Riot went up later, but at first when it got announced, it went down. So how about Mara? I don't even know that one. Let me look.
Yeah, Mara is the biggest, that is a miner. So MicroStrategy actually, maybe they were mining back then, but right now they're basically just a BTC holding company, right? I mean, as they go back and forth. So I think more probably affecting names like Riot, RIOT, which is a miner, and so is Mara. But when I look at Mara here, honestly, there's a couple things that catches me right away. It's the short float up here at 23.4%. So that's something coming through here. The minute chart, it's pretty bad, man. I mean, it was down, kept going down into the close today. If we refresh this and go over to a daily chart, you could see here on Mara, and again, I'm going to scroll down so I can zoom out and close this off. You are still at a level here where I think we could possibly hold. And if this isn't horrible news for miners, I understand that you get half the reward, but listen to this. It also increases, Chris, the barriers to entry for other mining companies, because now all of a sudden, if you've already gotten half of your coins out, now it's going to take you double the amount of work to get that same coin back in. So Mara right now has these rigs set up. They're already mining. Sure, their production will be hit. I understand that. But also, if the value of Bitcoin goes up, so should Mara, in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe technically it's not looking that great. I would prefer a 200 period move. But now that you're looking at Mara, maybe for the first time, we hit a nasty short on Coinbase today, by the way. We were short at 270. We got out at 262 on that one as it goes into 250. But Mara, I don't know. Now that we're looking at it together, what do you think about Mara down there? I'd rather wait for 15 or 16, but I fear it might be too late. Maybe it's worth starting a position right now.
Well, it's a good question. What happened in when they had the halving last time? And you'll see that Mara went down. Basically, this is back in 2000.
Right.
It went down on the announcement, but it finally went up. But it took a month after the halving for it to start to explode, and it still didn't get up to the levels to where Bitcoin was. But it did rally, but it took it like a month. So the first perception was the one I thought that it would hurt them. And the second perception was Bitcoin would go up enough that would go up.
Okay.
But another thing I thought you'd think is really interesting is I talked to my son, who's the computer genius in our family, and he said that exactly what you're saying, that they're going to have to then mine a lot, even to get the same kind of amount of money.
Right.
And he said that's good for the chips.
Good for the chip names like Nvidia, the semis, the GPUs?
He says that the Nvidia is for the AI. They're not really being used for Bitcoin mining anymore. He said most of them are private companies. I said, thanks a lot. But he also said that just the AMATs of the world, the AMDs, even though they look like garbage on a chart, that there'll be more demand for their, for chips. There'll be more demand for chips.
He's not lying because five years ago, I set up my own rig in my basement and started mining Bitcoin. And I was running to these little computer stores all around here, buying NVIDIA graphics cards and all that to throw them in and start to mine these coins. So he's not wrong about that. Really, Chris, I would have thought that you were the computer geek in the family, but okay, we'll move off that. Leave the traders with the trade idea. Is there anything that you're looking at right now that maybe we haven't talked about? I saw you sort of flirting with Alibaba on your screen before. Was there a trade there that maybe we can discuss? Because, hey, it's getting on in time right now, Chris. And with a shirt like that, I'm sure you have a great date tonight.
No, I have a date for a trader meeting with my company, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. And not sure. But no, I'm not sure. My wife won't let me go out with this shirt on. But
come on, such a handsome individual. Come on, look at the face, man. Don't look at the shirt. Look at this guy over here. Okay.
This is what I'm watching. YINN, the inverse ETF of the Chinese market. That's your huge bang for the buck. So we liked it down in the 17 level. I see why you like Bob. I always worry about individual stock risk. If I'm going to play China, I'm going to play the YINN.
Wow,
And
I didn't even know that existed.
That's the way I do it.
So I just saw the yin. You know what? So I called up the yang. Here's the yang.
There's one of those too.
Yeah, so there's the yin. You just called that up. That's the bull. And here's the bear, the yang. I didn't even know these existed. So that's pretty cool. Well, there you go. Another lesson brought to you by Chris Brecher. Coming through. I didn't even know.
Look at the volume on some of these options, yang and yang. They trade. I mean, they trade some options. So just to let you know.
Y-A-N-G.
Yeah, Y-A-N-G.
No, one Y, my guy, one Y.
Well, I'm getting too excited here.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
basically in these, you're definitely, look at the volume in these. So they trade. I mean, they trade, and we're going to look to do spreads, probably a 19.22 for next week, a 19.22.25, like a 3-point wide. It doesn't move that much, but we're betting that this has really turned the corner.
All right, well, I'm betting that as well. My bet is with Alibaba. I really like the company. I think they're performing well. I think they had a great earnings report. They also have a buyback that's in there. They found Jack Ma. They talked about server-side data going higher. And of course, we know that Alibaba is the Chinese version, basically, of Amazon. So we like that one right there. Okay, Mr. Chris Bretcher, you just mentioned that they can find you at Simpler Trading. You do have a webinar or something tonight. Did you want to sort of sell your wares right now?
No, that's it's just an internal meeting.
Oh, okay.
But I
good luck
will
with that.
tell you that I'll gloat about Costco some other time.
What about that? You bought that name? I like Costco.
No, remember we were fading it into earnings.
Yes. And you hit that, right? Or you missed it? Because here's Costco.
Yeah,
here's
we
Costco
hit
on a
that.
beautiful pullback off earnings. You nailed that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, thanks. I broken clock syndrome. Unless it's a right twice a day, unless it's an electronic clock, and then it just breaks.
Yeah, well, they say the sun shines on a dog's ass at least twice a day. So shout out to Chris Bretcher right there. Good name down there. Good name down there for Costco. All right, my friend, thank you so much for joining us. We'll catch you in a bit. It's Chris Bretcher, Simpler Trading. That's Trader Talk. Have a good one. Love the shirt.
Hey, you too. Thanks.
Ciao.
Bye.
Are we having fun yet or what? Like, we talk about the stuff that we're doing here live on this show. I feel, I'm not going to get all sentimental again, but I just feel really honored and everything to be here, to be able to do this with you. I know I kind of BITCH to some people around here about all these hours, but it's well worth it, man. I'm really happy to do that for everybody here today. And honestly, we're in a good mood today. Part of it is because of what we did here. Honestly, we don't show P&L on the show or do anything like that, right? We've chosen to do that. Whether or not we change that at some point or not, I don't know. But we're putting out right now these trade ideas every single day. Thank you for all 2,500 of you watching right now. Intel short at 44. We had a report today, the Pentagon pulling funding. We talk about all this. It's on the watches.tradertv.live. I might be the last one to arrive here every single day, but numbers don't lie. Intel right there, we saw it on the watch list. We heard about this last night. We talked about this on the show last night. We talked about UiPath on the show today. Let's see if it makes the watch list and the sticky note tomorrow. But Intel, this trade right there at 45 short, honestly, this is my trading. Was .NY. All right. We traded this live. It's not super easy to trade live, and we were sitting there a little bit frustrated today that Intel wasn't going down. But you know what? We stuck with it, and we talked about why we thought that it was a short. And if you're going to be wrong, I hear Neil talk about this all the time, and that is if you're going to be wrong on a name that you can actually make money on and that you're willing to put risk into. And the reason why you're in this name is justifiable. So we're doing that every single day. Why am I talking so slow? Date night or something, Fabian? Don't worry about what the time is, Fabian. We're here, man. We are here. All right, here's Intel. We're going to leave soon. We're leaving soon, guys. We're leaving soon. All right, I could be here all night, which is why we actually talked about this. See how I'm getting on a tangent again? This is why we have that horn, so I don't do this. So, okay. But anyways, go to the screen. Let's go. We'll talk about this. You can find me at TraderTV where I tweeted this all out all damn day. There's the short. We like it so much. What are you doing going up? 45 short, 45 short. Bang. And even when this came back in, man, we said to Neil, it was up here. I said, Neil, it's at VWAP. We're getting some out, but this has a long way to go. Neil covered it. So be it, man. We're trying to make that coin. Nice move back into the downside. Bang, 43.70. Then it came back up. Boom again. Nice little reload into the end of the day. We like that one. Okay, let's be quick. What about Tesla? Trade idea number 2. Well, when it's trade idea number 2, maybe it's P&L number 1. There was no better trade today on the floor, period, that you saw than Tesla. Tesla is by far the number 1 P&L name on the floor today. Probably 7x Honestly, I'll just tell it like it is. There's Tesla. Look at this. Bang. There's the short right there, man. Yeah, you're right, Max. Get in that Tesla. Let's go to the, I think that's a Lamborghini, but there it is to the downside. Boom, Tesla, we hit that early. There's 176. What did we write down on Tesla? 176. Watch out for 172. All right, well, here's 176 and here's 172. Bang, bang, bang. We shorted 172. We got that out down there. Then we reshorted out that. We got that out. We got that out. Tesla, a big trade alert on that one. And then look what else we wrote down. Apple. Why not just dip your toes into a long on Apple? So here's Apple. It's Sticky Note Nation. Stand up in the chat because here's Apple right now. What about a 171? Does it break? Yes, it does. But we get right back into that one. Run this one to the upside. Closing the day at 172, 171.80. Good trade there on Apple. You don't need many, but if you have those, then you're all right by me. Let's do a quick little roll call and get out of here. Man, I just hope everyone's enjoying the show. You know, send your comments, your concerns into marketing@tradertv.live. Let them know all about how much you like this recap show, and let's just keep on going. So here we go, man. What's up to Derek Thompson? Hail to the Sean. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Greatest show, Sean. Thank you so much, Elon. Come on the show, Elon. What's up to Sebastian? Sean is the best. No, thank you. I'll take it, but nah. We got a Dara here most of the time. She's the best. We here, baby, says Monty G. What's up, Michelle Meir? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, yeah, let's go over to Lennar quickly. What did Lennar do today? We just saw a miss. 164 downside for Lennar coming in right now. Once this chart loads, unfortunately, there it is right now. So a nice downside push. Lennar down to 163. Our charts aren't loading up for that one. I will call the trade ideas just really quickly because Michelle, we like you. You've been here for a while. So here goes Lennar. Nice downside push right there. 162. Someone fat fingered or whatever down to 158. But on the daily chart, Lennar still healthy, man. I mean, 150, 50 period buy home builders. I like Lennar. Any weakness, let's buy it. We'll talk about the report tomorrow. But let's go. Who else is here quickly? We here, baby. Silver, dual blue. Silver and gold, yeah. Henry Chung is here. What's up? Bears versus Bulls. Shout out, man. We couldn't be here without you. The Nathan Williams is here, man. What's up, Raul? We're trying to kill it, man. Shout out to Obi for sure. Says Guap. What's up, Guap? We like Guap. Fisker, yeah. Fisker, bad news apparently. Cancel on Fisker. Goated channel. Thank you so much, Not Alex. I'm really proud of that, man. We started this channel because I was talking like this to all the traders at Real Trading. Then they were like, man, you're wasting your time. Let's do it to everybody. We did that. We brought on Neil. We brought on Brendan. Now this is Trader TV Live. This one. Thank you so much for watching. Join me tomorrow at 8:30. You want to go to the other one? Let's go to the other one so we can get a look. Okay, we'll go this one. We got to fix these lights. This camera has no... Where are we? All right, this is turning out to be a mess. Fabian having some fun here, but we're going to get it out of here. Thank you so much. I'm so glad the show keeps getting better. I really like that. Shout out to Joe Show and Mr. Westermeyer. Hopefully next time you're here, Mr. Westermeyer, I'll be here too. You came on my day off. Shout out to everybody. That's roll call. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sean Katina. Join me tomorrow at 8:30 for our last market recap show. Then they put me to work on Friday for the podcast. So we'll see everybody soon. Ciao. Talk to you tomorrow at Trader TV Sean. Go find it everywhere.